Okay, so shall we start? Hello?
Yeah, yes.
Great, okay. So we have done the Huffman coding. Do you guys know how to do that? We did it yesterday. Navika, did you know?
Mm.
You
I'll
know?
have to watch the end video for that. I'll do that. That's not an
No.
issue. Yeah.
It was kind of interesting yesterday.
Yeah, I'll
No,
watch
you
the
all
video.
forget Gokul.
Uh, this
You all
Huffman
forgot the
coding.
final point. Yeah. The probability you have to multiply with the number of letters. You all forgot it.
Yeah, that's correct.
Final point. Yeah.
And we did it. Finally, we got the answer.
Yeah, you got the answer. Yeah, yeah.
You saw that, huh?
Yeah, I was thinking you just. I couldn't tell you guys.
But finally, we got there. Okay, so we'll take this question. Okay, Navika, can you take this? Read this question. Just question around.
Yeah. There are five sorted arrays of sizes 10, 25, 30, 45, and 15. If the
Hmm.
merge algorithm is used to optimally combine all of these sorted arrays together into one sorted sequence, then what is the total number of comparisons needed by the optimal merge algorithm in the worst case? Note that the merge algorithm would merge the arrays pairwise, that is, it would only merge two arrays into a single larger one. Okay.
Okay, so five arrays are there, right? How do you do this? Have you done this already?
Mm,
Uma?
I have no clue, but I saw in discourse Gokul. Somebody have answered. You have to arrange in sorted order first. Then,
Yeah. So there are five sorted arrays of sizes. Okay. If the merge algorithm is used to optimally combine all of these sorted arrays together. So this is a sorted array. This is a sorted array, right? Navika, all these are five sorted arrays
yeah.
individually,
Yeah.
right? And we want to combine them.
Mm.
So how many comparisons? Uh, what is the total number of comparisons?
I saw the formula the m plus n minus 1. Like both the list, if you take n minus m plus n minus 1 is the total number of comparisons.
What is M and N?
So M is this. So you have two. Let's say you have like two lists: 1, 3, 7, and 9. Okay. I'll take another list: 2, 4, 8, and 10. These are two sorted lists, right? Naka?
Yes.
And if you want to combine these two together,
Mm.
okay, first you will compare the first and second,
Right.
right? So you take 1. So number of comparisons stored so far is 1. So you will compare this and this, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, now that first is done, so you will compare the first, this 3 and 2. So which means it will be 2. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
So 2 is done. Likewise, 3 and 4 you will combine. I mean, compare and you add 3, and then 4 and 7 you will compare. Then add 4. So 7 and 8. So 7, 8. So this much, these
Mm.
two you will compare. These two you will compare, and put 9. So which means at the end you don't need to compare 10 with anything else, right?
Yes.
So how many comparisons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So for 8 elements, you are doing 7 comparisons.
Right.
Got this?
Okay.
So, uh, so between 10 and 25, so which means you need to compare how many times?
You have to sort these according to sizes. That's what it was told there.
So these according to
Size.
sizes.
Yeah.
Any
Then
reason for that?
I don't know. I just saw only in the discussion. You can check maybe if the answer is correct, you can go ahead with this.
Hmm. I feel that it's
No need of
quite.
sort. Okay, fine.
What do you feel, Uma? Do we need to sort it according to size or no need? No need.
It is just the addition, so I think it will be okay. Let's see.
Let's see. Yeah. So 10. This is already sorted in addition. I mean, sorted, right?
Mm.
No,
I
no, 15 is at the top, at the bottom.
yeah.
15 is at the bottom. Okay, let's try this.
No,
Okay.
Gokul, I think it is going to differ because the number of comparison matters, no, so your answer will be wrong. I think. I'll tell you why. Because we are going to add A and E only first. The total comparison will be 24. So if you do the other way around, it is going to be wrong.
Hmm.
You have to sort.
Okay. So let's make sure that we do both the ways. Okay.
Okay.
First we'll do this way, and then that way also.
Okay.
First we'll see why this is gonna be wrong.
Okay.
So 10 and 25, it's gonna be how many? How much?
35
Um,
30,
minus 1.
34, right? So, and if you want to combine these two, how much you will have,
74.
right?
No, no,
Let's
not
see.
74,
Sorry, sorry.
63.
It is 30. What is this? 45, I thought. What is D?
34 and 30.
Oh, I thought you were going to do C and D. Okay.
No, no, right? So 34 and 30, it's gonna give us 63. But the total is not gonna come as 271. How?
Actually, you should also do like 10 and 25, 30 and 45, then at the final product with the 15, like that for this. But you have to sort and do. Only then answer will come out as 270,
Okay,
271.
fine. So let me do how you're telling. Okay, let's try your method. Okay. So uh, let me solve this. Okay. So it will be 10, 15, 25, 30, and 45. Right? Yeah, Mama?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So, so now what should we do?
10 and 15 first, 25, 30 first, then these two first, and then the final, the 45.
Wait, 10 and 15. It's going to give us what? 24.
24,
Okay. These two going to give us.
54, 54.
Okay. Now you told this and this, correct? Or 20 or in the same order. Now 24 and 45, huh?
Wait, now 24 and 54 are number of comparisons. Now
Yeah.
the size will become as 25 and 55. So you have write that first, then again sort it.
Okay. This is the comparisons
Yes, this
and
is the final answer. But now again we are in the process of going reaching it. So you have
okay,
to write again the size 25 now.
correct.
Sort
Okay.
it out.
So that means I mean I'll take it. Okay.
Okay.
So A B just like accordingly how I have written at the top A B C D and E. So for now A equal to A is just 25, correct?
Yeah.
B C is equal to
We are going to merge these two lists, right? So we should be careful. We should not compare the comparisons, right?
okay. So we have 55, correct?
No, 45. Again sort it.
Acha, okay, again that's what I thought. I asked you at the starting itself.
Yeah, sort it.
So from the lowest, I mean sorted, and then you add the join the minimum two,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I mean parrot according to the
yeah, yeah.
fine.
I don't know,
So
but it was written. I don't know how, and I don't know the logic behind it.
fine, fine. I'm understanding. This is somewhat similar to Huffman inclusion. How
Yeah.
we do that. Okay,
Maybe
this is
the
going to
merge
be
sort will do that only, no? It will take them, maybe some things related to that.
okay. So this is what? Not 70,
Seven-
69 comparison.
Yeah,
Length is
60.
60, 70. It is AED. AED is 70, and comparisons we'll say plus 69. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, Navika, you're following? What is happening?
Yes, yes.
No, there is 55. One more is left out, no? 55.
Where is 55?
This size, 54. This we have to add, no? This array. We have
Okay.
compared A and D, right? Not it over, right?
Correct. So we need to BC also we need to add it to the
Plus
list.
55. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah. So AED plus BC. So for AED it is 70, length is 70, correct?
Yeah.
And BC the length is 55.
Yeah.
In order to compare these two, we get how much. The length is okay. We just let's just take comparison.
124, right?
124. Okay. So the length is 125. Total length is A, B, C, D, E. Okay. So I think we just need to sum these. Let us sum it up. 24 plus 54 plus 69 plus 124, 271, which is the correct answer.
Yeah, if you change the order, I don't think so, right? I'm not very sure. Will it come out the same number?
Why don't we try it?
No, no, it's okay. We can move ahead.
We don't have the time, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So Navika, are you okay with this?
Yes, yes, I understood.
Okay. If such a question comes, so sort that. So pair wise, you add them together.
Yes.
Okay. But Uma, my question here is,
Mm.
so you have added these two and these two. Okay. So if we add in our Huffman coding, what do we do? So we add the lowest two and then sort it in order, and then again sum up the lowest two, right?
Yeah.
So
But this
why?
may not be connected to Huffman Coleman. This is entirely different. This is only merging. So we should
Yeah.
get the fundamentals from what merge algorithm does, I think.
Okay.
Maybe,
So,
okay,
so I
maybe.
understand it. Okay. So one,
Do
two.
we sort and merge algorithm? We don't do that, no? I don't know why they are sorting. I don't know.
Hey, in Mozart we sort and merge only.
Sort and merge. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, yeah. So that is why maybe we are sorting here, kind of.
Okay.
It is also like that, right? Uh,
Yeah, yeah. Somewhat like this, right? Am I right, Uma? Was one. Correct? Somewhat like this. Hello? Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, you are. Yeah, yeah. Google, you're audible.
We'll go further, okay? Sure, we'll continue.
Yeah, sure. This one is easy, now we can skip this.
What is this?
The
Yep.
inversion pair.
Let's just give it a quick. If it is easy, we'll quickly do it now. Why don't you tell me?
Okay, so yeah, we need to find the inversions for this. So like instead of drawing that, like I can just directly do it now. Like 5,
Okay.
4, 5, 2.
How do you tell it is 5452? Why?
See, because 5 is greater than 4, 5 is greater than 2, 5 is greater than 3.
Okay.
Right, and similarly I do it for 4. So 4 is greater than 2 and 4 is greater than 3. So 4, 2 and 4, 3. Then I move forward and I see 6. Then 6 is just greater than 3. I mean,
That's
it
all.
is, yeah.
Yeah, I understand. So you go from left to right. So and see, given a number, see whatever is lower to that, then that's a conversion, right?
Yeah.
Okay. See, yesterday there was a question from Pooja. Give me a second. Let me connect my other. I show that question to you. Okay.
Okay.
Just hold on. I don't know if you guys have seen that question. I just wanted to bring that up here. Don't worry, it will just take 5 more minutes, 5 extra minutes, not more than that.
what is the question? I missed the part.
It was finding inversion pair.
Oh, okay. We did it, no, in graded assignment, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have done this.
Google
Yeah.
is showing something similar to this.
Not similar,
I
but
think Navika only answered that day, the same question, right? I remember.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so we have a manipulated question for this. Okay, we have another version of this question. I'll just send it now.
Yeah, that plus two, right? Something like that.
In the logistic
Exactly,
integration
someone
explanation
multiplied by
guide,
two.
Yeah,
please
it
go
is
and see
not
my video on
one.
in my
You have to
playlist
compare
machine
two
learning.
of
There
that
I have
element,
actually
two
explained
into
everything about
something.
Okay,
logistic
let's
integration.
ask Navika to do this. Probably
Okay.
she might not
So
have
I'm
seen
going to
this.
import my logistic
Navika,
integration.
probably you can
I'm going
answer this
to
easily.
initialize my logistic
That
integration,
you are
and then
smart.
I'm going to apply my fit method where I'm going to pass my explain and while.
In a list,
So
L2
as soon
elements
as I
Li
do
and
this,
Lj
you know,
form a
my
significant
object will be
inversion
created.
if
I have to
Li
just
is greater
apply
than
my
2
predict,
into Li,
format x test data.
is
I'll
greater
get my
than 2 into
prediction.
Li,
I'll
and
import
I
confusion
is less than
matrix. If
j,
you
the
don't
total
know
number of
confusion
significant
matrix,
inversions
please
for
guys, I
this.
have already created
Okay, so I think
videos
we'll
in
take one
confusion
more
matrix about
list
confusion
wherein we
matrix.
would
Again,
be
you just have
having
to go to my playlist.
8, 10,
There,
4,
I think this is
2,
the
and
data science related questions I've
6
actually
as the
posted to you
elements.
about confusion matrix. Confusion matrix helps you
Is
Okay.
that
detect
the
the
right way to
accuracy
do it?
with respect to a classification model.
I
Now,
don't
based
know.
on this, I'm getting
All right. So you
two
don't know,
two cross two matrix.
but this is
One
not.
The
second. Just
diagonal elements will be your right
no, no, one
element, and
second.
remaining elements will
If
all be
L
your
is
wrong
greater
element.
than 2 into
So if I go and see my
if
accuracy
Li
score, there
is
is
greater
somewhere
than 2
around
into Li.
71.9%. Okay.
Okay, so we
So
can just check in this particular list only, no?
71.9% is just
The
by
one that's
applying a
given.
simple logistic
Correct.
That
regression.
if
If I
yeah,
go
so
and
like
apply
obviously
some more
4 is not
complex
greater than 5, so this
logarithms
doesn't
like
stand.
random forest
So if I go
regression or
with
like
4 is
GCD, I'll be getting a very
greater
good
than
accuracy. Now with logistic regression
4 is
also, I
greater
can
than 1,
fine
so
tune
4
this
comma
model.
1 is
Again,
one
fine
pair.
tuning part will be
Very
displayed
good.
in another video where I can
Yeah,
improve. I tried it
then
already and I
nothing
can
else. Then
improve
I
to
start with 5. 5 is
71.9%
greater
to
than
somewhere
2
around
into 2, so 5
87
comma 2.
88% by using this
Nice.
5
regression.
comma
Okay.
1
Instead of logistic
Very
regression,
good.
I had tried it with execute. So
and
this is how you can do an
2
exploratory
comma
data
1, no,
analysis. You actually
2
have become a
comma 3.
detective.
No, that's it.
You are able to
Very
Yeah,
good.
understand the
3.
Hence,
information from the data, even
see,
though you
Uma,
don't
I
have the
told you, right?
domain knowledge.
Navika
So
is
you
smart.
just have some basic knowledge
Yeah.
about that particular data. I hope you like the
Just
video,
wanted to
guys.
bring this question up.
Give a thumbs up, like this video, share with your friends if you like this video.
We'll move to the next
Comment
question.
down with any type of videos that you need regarding
Okay.
machine learning
Oh
and
my
deep
God, how is this
learning.
KMP algorithm?
And please subscribe the channel, share with all your friends who require this kind of help.
Right.
And one more good news is that in my upcoming videos, I'm going to create a deep
Which of the
learning playlist
following
separately where I'll
option
be
represent
explaining all the theoretical
Feddy
concepts
function
along
of
with the
prefix
practical.
function for pattern?
Yeah,
My
that's
God.
it. Happy
My
learning.
God.
Enjoy your day. Have a
Okay. Hey,
wonderful
you
day ahead.
remember this? I think this
And
we have
keep
seen it,
learning, guys.
right,
Thank
Uma?
you, one and all.
Yeah,
See you all.
we've done it.
Yes,
Yeah, I remember.
definitely.
I just want Navika.
Hello all, my name is Krishna
Yeah,
and
we've
welcome
done
to
it.
my YouTube channel. In this
Eh,
video,
Later,
we'll be
right? We
discussing
got
Navika,
it.
were
about
you there while
functions in
doing
Python.
this?
In my
No, she
previous
was
No,
not
video, we
there.
have
no,
We
already
haven't
it's
seen
me.
started
various data
week 10,
structures in
Uma.
Python like list, dictionary,
Okay.
sets, tuple.
If you
We
could
have
just
So,
also seen some
explain
of
me
the
the
libraries
concept
like
of this
NumPy,
question so that
Pandas,
if something
Seaborn,
of this sort
Matplotlib,
comes,
and
I can
many
at
more.
least attempt it.
Now we'll continue
exactly,
towards
yeah.
the advanced
Uma,
part of
please help
Python,
her.
that is like functions, and we'll
You
just
are good
explore
in
classes in
explaining,
the
please.
upcoming videos. So let
I,
us understand, and
even
today
even
in this
I'm
particular
finding
session,
it a
we'll be
little bit,
discussing these three
Okay,
topics like why functions,
this you have
how to
to
basically
check
write a function
in this
Python,
pattern, Navika. You have
and
to check
then we'll also
whether
see
this
what is the difference between
letter
conditional
is
and keyword
repeating.
argument
Okay,
functions. So let us
if it is
go ahead and try to
repeating,
understand
mark it as a
why do
one.
we require functions. Now you may have seen in some of the
Okay.
0. I'm
scenarios
marking
that you
this
have
as
to write
1.
some
So
common
this also
What
1,
we're
right?
code.
doing
You have
is
written some
we are
lines of
trying to
code,
find in the
and
pattern whether
those
we are
codes are
having
basically
any
used in
suffix or
various
prefix,
parts of the
something like that.
application.
Suffix,
So what you
maybe
can
I should
basically
say.
do is that you can
That
write
is
that
what we're
part of
trying
the
to do
code in
in
some
this
function, and
10th
you can
framework
reuse
pattern.
it
So
wherever
if
you
you find
require
letter
this.
first
So for
A,
that,
we are
I'll just
marking
take
it
an
as
example.
again. If
Suppose
we are
I'll
finding in
say
the
that
same
I'm
pattern, we
initializing
have to
a
mark it as a
number
one.
like 24, and I write a
That
code
means
which
we are
will
repeating, right? That
check whether
character
this
is in
number is
there, right?
odd or
Yeah.
even or odd.
So
So I'll
okay,
write
B.
number
B is
percentile 2 is double
consecutively
equal to
next to
0.
the B is a
And this is
consecutive
basically an if
string.
condition. I
So if
can
you
say
find
that if it
anywhere
is 0,
B,
print
you have to mark it as
number
a
is
two.
even.
That means you have found two
I
text
can basically write this
or
as the
a
number is
string.
even.
Okay.
Then in the else
Uh,
condition, what I can
so
do
do
is
we
that
Then
I can
marking
basically
B as
write it
2 because we
as
have
the
that
print
AB
means you have
together?
found AB, two
number is
letters
odd.
you have found.
I
That is
hope
what
everybody's familiar with this
represents.
conditions actually.
So Uma,
Number
that
is
doesn't
odd.
mean that I have put
Now once I
1 and 1
execute it,
over here. Are they
here you
wrong?
can
I
see
think,
that
are they wrong?
it has got
You're right.
executed
No,
successfully.
no, no, no.
Now
It's correct.
I may
Okay,
probably be
go ahead.
using this kind of code
Okay.
in
You
many
should not
places. So
mark in
what I
advance.
want
So
to do
that
is that I
last
want to
one
reuse this
you
code,
don't mark
and
it
in
now.
order to reuse
Wait.
this code,
Okay.
I'll just take up
I
all
think for
this
C
definition
we'll
and
be doing
create a
0 and
function.
then
So
Yeah.
Now to
one
define
Okay.
a
second, Uma.
function,
So B.
what all we
You have
What
require
should I
is
do?
found
first of all a definition
you
key.
have found the A,
Then
right?
I give a
So put
function
one. The
name.
first one
Here
also
I'll giving
first
a
A also
function name
one,
like
second
even
A
or
is
sum,
also one.
even
Okay.
underscore
Now
sum,
we are
or even
we are
or
searching for
odd. I
B.
can say some
Hmm.
anything. You can
So
give
we have
any
found
function
B.
name.
That means
To know that
next to
we were
A.
passing one
That
parameter
means
as
you
now.
found
We
two.
just
I
need
can
to change.
provide any parameter
Two
over here
elements. So
as a
put it
single
two
parameter,
in
and you
B.
can also provide any number of parameters.
So,
Depends on your function
Navika, we are
definition
yeah,
having
what you're
a.
basically writing inside it.
You
I
get the point.
understood.
Now I'll
I
go
think
inside
I've
the
done
function. I'll
something of this
paste
sort
the
in my
same code over
college.
here.
Like
Yeah.
I'm
See,
able to
now
What
in
I'll
this
do is that
C,
over
right?
here the indentation
C,
is a
you
little bit
put
wrong. I'll
zero in
just press
C.
a tab over
You're
and
here so
finding
that
three.
now
now you
three
can see
matching
that
pattern. So
whatever
put 3
number
there.
I'm basically providing, it is basically putting up a condition and determining whether the number is even or odd.
Okay.
Now I'll execute it. Now this has got executed perfectly. Now in
Now
order
you're
to call
finding
this
A.
particular function, what I'll do is that
So
I'll
what is
call
the
the
number?
even underscore odd,
Gokul and
and here
Navika?
I'll give the
Four.
value inside
Yeah.
this, that
Because
is
it
my
is
argument,
ABCA.
and I'll just
Yeah.
execute it.
Yeah.
You can see
That is
that
the
over here it
pattern
is saying the number is even.
Simple.
Pretty much simple. I hope you understood about
Okay,
this particular
Navika,
function with
understood?
the argument.
Yeah, let me
Now,
just take a
I
screenshot.
also want to
Yeah.
basically indicate that if I don't provide this particular argument, you'll be seeing that you'll
Mahi,
be getting an error
Mahi,
saying that
are
it
you okay with
requires
this?
a
It's
positional
okay. Mahi
argument
just
call as
joined.
now. Now, my third topic is
Okay,
basically we'll try
Mahi,
to
you can
understand what is
continue
the
with the next
difference between
question, okay?
positional and keyword
But this
arguments,
question
and
it's
we'll
easy.
have a lot of discussion
I hope you were
regarding
there for the
so,
KMP
over here,
algorithm
I'll just
while you
provide
discussed
another
it?
parameter. So it has got executed perfectly. Now what I'll do is that I'll just define one more
Okay.
function. Suppose I say that my function name is hello underscore world.
Fine. Next one.
In this function, I'm also going to discuss about one topic that is called as print versus return.
What's this question about?
Okay. So this is my hello world
Checking
function.
algorithm for
giving
boolean
any parameter, and I'll
satisfiable
just
problem
say
is
print
intractable. Okay, Uma, you were saying something, right?
hello,
Intractable.
welcome. So this
I
is
know,
my
but this
message
is
that I'm
first
actually
one. I
printing.
don't know whether
So
it
I've
is.
executed this
Yeah,
function.
first
Now
point
what
I
I'll
don't
do
know.
is that I'll
Second
call
point I
this
know.
function over here.
Even
And
okay.
again, to
Second,
call
what
this
is
particular
second point?
function, I'll just call it.
Given
I
a
don't want
problem,
it
if
to
we
give
can
any
reduce
parameters
it in
over here because
polynomial
I'm not
time
defined with any
from another problem
arguments
beta,
inside
then if
this. So I'll
alpha
just
is
call
solvable
this.
in
As soon
polynomial
as
time,
I
then
call
beta
this,
is
you can see
definitely
that it is
solvable in
executing
polynomial time.
hello world.
Like you have to
Now,
write from
let me just store
alpha to
whatever
beta.
this particular function is
Write it
returning.
alpha
Now you
to
can see
beta.
that it is not returning anything. It is just printing a
This
sentence
is
in
what
the
it
output
means.
console, right?
Actually, this
Now,
you
if I
can
try
refer
to
in live
display or
session.
if I
This is
try to
very
store
hardest
it
topic. I
in
couldn't
a
explain much.
variable called
So
as val,
that is
and
what
if I
they say
execute it,
actually in
if
that
I print val,
intractable and NP class. There are things like that.
here you can see
NP
that it
hard
is
problem.
basically giving us none. That
So
basically means
if
that
you
this
can
function does
reduce
not return
alpha
anything.
to
It
reduce
does
means
not
it's
return
not
any
English meaning
output.
reduce.
So what
This
I
is
can do is
something
that I
different
can
meaning.
use a
So
return
if you
statement
can,
to
this
indicate
is
whether the
some
function will return something
time
or not.
complexity which
Now
alpha
here,
has.
inside
But
this
you are
function, it is
converting
returning
to
this
D.
hello
D
welcome
will be
message.
harder.
Okay.
Okay.
Now let me just
D is a hard
execute it
problem.
once again.
So with some
So,
polynomial time, you are
sorry, I did not execute
converting
this
this
function now.
alpha to
Now
B.
let me just execute this
So
once
if
again.
you
So now we
know
have
if the
executed it.
problem is given,
Now if I go and print the val, now you can
It's
see that
saying
this
like
same
given a
message is getting
problem
printed.
as
That basically means this
reduce
particular function
from
is
alpha
returning this
to
message after I
blue one
executed
is correct,
this.
not the
Pretty
black
much
one.
simple. Okay, so
Beta
this
to
is the
alpha.
basic difference between print versus return. Return is used when
So
a
now
function
if
is
alpha
returning
is given
something back after it is
polynomial
getting
time,
executed,
then beta
which
is
can be
definitely
anything.
solvable
So
in
I can also
polynomial time.
create one more function which will add
It is very hard.
add
I don't know much.
numbers.
Yeah,
Okay?
but the session
And here
got
I'll
it
give two numbers like num1
somewhat
comma num2,
okay-ish.
and I will say that return num1
Yeah.
plus num2.
You are converting
Okay?
beta to alpha.
And I'll just call the function over here add number, and I'll give two
That
values
means
like
in this
24
at least in this
comma
thing, which
48.
is not mentioned
Okay?
much. So it is
And
given
I'll
as
store
alpha will
this
be
in
always
a
harder.
variable.
If
So I'll
this
say
kind of
val
relation
is
you
equal
get
to
into it, alpha
if I
is harder
execute it
always.
now, if I go and print this val,
It is not
so
solvable
this will
in
basically
polynomial time.
add up
Things like that.
24 and 48 and will give us
So
the
if
output.
that
Pretty
is
much
given as
simple,
a, it
and
can
that
be
is the basic
solvable.
difference
Definitely
between
beta
print
can be
and
solvable.
return.
The right hand side
Now,
will be
after
always
this,
harder.
what we are going to do is
Yeah,
that we are
write it
also going
correctly.
to learn about
If I write
positional
it
and
ulta, it
key
is good.
arguments, keyword
So if the
arguments.
right hand side
Now,
is
let me
given
just
any actually
write one more
Bhaskar has
function, a
explained
very
it.
simple
You can
function.
go to the
So
last
here
part
I'm
of that
basically
and
writing a def
you
keyword.
can
I'm
check
saying
it.
hello. Hello is my function name.
You want me to go?
Here inside this, I give my first
If you
parameter as
want,
name,
No,
and in the
this
second
is how
parameter,
we
I give
haven't
it as
even
age.
taken, right?
Now,
Let's
what
skip
I want to
ahead.
do is that by default, if I don't provide
might take.
the age
I don't
parameter
know.
while
Yeah,
calling the hello function,
I know
give it
it's gonna
as
take more
29
time.
over here.
That's why.
Okay. So inside this, I'll just say that print,
Yeah, we can just skip this
and I'll
one.
say that my
We can
name
skip this
is
one, like
an
at least
empty
for now.
placeholder,
Uma, you're
and
okay?
age is
Yeah, I'm okay.
another empty
Others
placeholder.
want,
I'm
they
going
can
to
go
use
and
dot
refer that.
format method, and inside this, I'm
Thanks
going
for
to
that.
give two variables like name, comma
Okay,
age.
this is
Execute this. Now I'll
using
call
min
this
heap.
function
How much
hello,
can you improve the
and inside
complexity?
the name, I'll give fresh. Now you see this. I'm not passing any
Which
age
of the
value.
following is true?
If I don't pass any age value, this will basically be taken as 29. So if I execute this over here,
So
you
Uma,
can
you
see
want to
that
take
my
this question?
name is this empty
Okay,
placeholder is
while
being
inserting
replaced
a
by name.
new
Over here,
element
name
in
is
a
given as
max
fresh,
heap of
and
n
the age is
elements,
29
a
because the
binary
age is
search is
initialized to
performed
29.
in the path from the new node
Now,
to
what
the
if
root.
I don't provide any
Find
parameters
the
over here?
correct position
If I
of
don't
the new
provide
node.
any
The
parameters
number
over
of
here, it's
comparisons
basically saying
performed
that
in this
hello
process is order
function
of log
is
square
missing
n.
one
I think it
required
is log
positional
n,
argument.
right?
Okay, so that is what we are basically discussing in
Because
our
it's a
third topic,
max heap,
that
so
is
only one
positional
way
and
you
keyword
go,
argument.
right?
So always
Parent,
remember
parent,
this
only
kind
half
of
of the list.
word, this kind of
Log n.
parameters that you have specified
Give
over
a
here,
okay. Second
and if
one,
you have not assigned any
given a
value, we
binary
just
Let's
search.
provide the
let's ask
positional
other
argument.
people. Is that okay,
Okay?
Navika? Mali?
Whereas if I provide the
Yeah.
parameters in the form of key value pairs, like how we have defined over here, this is basically my keyword argument. So again, remember this. This is my positional argument,
Are you
Actually,
here?
we
and
can't
the second
hear.
one is basically my keyword argument.
You can carry on.
My keyword
You were
argument.
telling something.
Okay,
No, you were
so
telling.
this is the basic difference. Here you'll be having in the form of key value
No,
pairs.
I
Here
was
you'll be having having in
listening
the form
now.
of positional
So
argument.
I didn't
That
listen
basically
this.
means here you will not
Okay,
have
your
the
time.
value initialized. Okay. So now if I give this as Krish,
Okay,
okay, so
continue.
that basically means I'm specifying some parameter
Given a
to this
binary
name,
search tree and a
and the
min
value
heap
is
with the
Krish.
same
Okay.
constraint
And
items,
once I
the min
execute
heap
this,
is
it will
more
work fine.
efficient
Now the question
for
may be rising
putting the
that okay,
item
if
in
I have defined
descending
a
order.
keyword argument, how do I convert this back into a positional argument? You don't assign any
maybe
values
it
over
cannot be
here. Okay?
sorted out.
And now try to
No,
execute this.
they are saying
Now you
that
can
you
see
have a
that
binary
now it
search
is
tree.
saying that it requires
See,
another
binary search tree is
positional
the
argument
best
called
way.
as age.
You can do
Age
an
is
in
not
order.
specified over here. So by
Okay,
default,
they're
what we do is
comparing
that
my.
we
Okay, I
specify
didn't
some
get
age,
that
Ah.
and this
actually.
becomes the
And if it
keyword
is a
Yeah,
argument.
min heap, it's not
Okay.
necessary it
yeah,
This
has to
is
be
pretty much
ordered. Like
simple.
you
Let
have
me
to do
just
login
write
operations
one
or
more
something like
way
that.
of
yeah. Binary
defining your
search
positional and
is in
keyword
ascending
argument.
order.
So here I'll define the hello function. I'll say,
Lavika,
and
what's
most of you
this?
have heard about this args and double
Yeah.
star AWARGS. And again,
What about the
guys, you
next
can
2 points?
specify any values over here, any
Yeah.
variable
When
name.
we
Okay, it need not be
implement
Rs
Prim's
and
algorithm using
AWARGS
min heap, the
because
time
we
complexity
usually
is
follow a
equal to
convention in Python.
m
So
plus
we
n
are
log
basically
n.
writing in this way.
Maybe the
Now,
heap
here I'm just
is
going to
log
We
n.
have
print
seen
the
that.
ARGS,
Yeah,
We
heap
have
is
seen
and
this.
log n.
in
Instead
my
of n log n, it is m
I'm just
plus
going to
n log
print the
n initially.
ARGS.
Okay,
In my
it's the
next
same thing.
statement, I'm
Okay,
going to
when
print
We will just once again confirm that.
AWARGS. Pretty much simple. Now remember,
Mm,
the first, this star ARGS is basically my
is this a
positional
weak
argument, and this is
yeah,
basically
Hoffman
my keywords
implementation? No, this is Hoffman
argument. Okay.
implementation.
So if I execute this, now if I
I
call
think down
this
there is a
hello function,
Dijkstra with
sorry,
heap.
okay, if
Are
I
you
call
sure
this hello function,
that it
now
is
let me
here
just
only?
give you some values over here.
Uh,
This is my positional argument
Go
that
ahead.
I'm giving, because I'm not giving in the form of
Oh,
key
see Hoffman
values,
with
right?
min heap.
And
This is the
in the
Hoffman.
third parameter, I'll
Scroll
say,
up.
I'll give a key, and I'll say that, okay,
I
my
remember
age is
like
29,
seeing.
and my
Yeah,
date of
seeing it,
birth
not in this
is
week.
1990. Okay, I'm just
Oh,
going to give this. Now, as soon as I execute this, it
Dijkstra.
will go and print the arguments. That is my positional argument, and then it will separately print the keyword argument. So once I execute it, you can see that over here, the first thing is basically printed as Krishnaik, and this is basically my key value.
Mm,
Now, this is one way. What you can also do is that you can take up all the
yeah,
positional
I can copy
arguments,
index 6.
you can copy it, and you can basically store it in a list. Here I'm storing it in a list. Similarly, I can also create dictionary arguments, which is my keyword argument. I can save this whole dictionary like this. I've executed this. Now, if I call hello, and this has come up, sorry. I call hello, and if I give the first positional argument as list, and then dictionary arguments. Now, you know that you probably may be thinking that it will display the same thing, right?
Hello.
And it should, right?
Yeah.
But let us
So
go
for
ahead and display it. Now, here you
Dijkstra,
can
yeah,
see that
using Dijkstra with
this
min
by
heap.
default is taking both these
Time.
arguments
Did they
as your
given time
ARGs.
complexity?
Okay, and this is wrong,
Yeah,
right?
we'll go down.
So in order to fix this, what you have to do is that you have to specify whether this
Okay.
is a positional
Yep.
argument and this is your keyword argument. That's it. So
So
once you execute this, now you can see
M
that it is
login to
running
identify
perfectly,
vertices
and you are getting
to visit
basically this
across
particular
n
value.
iterations.
You can also write a function. So
Oh, M
this
log n
is the basic
distance
example
updates.
between
Okay.
keyword argument and a positional argument.
Um,
You can provide any number of parameters, and once you know what is your
okay.
ARGS and KWARGS, you can write
What
any
is this
condition
distance
inside
update?
this particular function
Min
and
log.
play
You
with it,
remember that
right?
is where
In this video, we have
We
understood
have to
why we
update the
require functions,
distance.
how do we
that
define
is
a
where the
function.
n square
We
is
can
removed
specify
and
any number of
they are
parameters
applying
inside a
heap at
function. We
that
can
point to
return
find the
any
min.
number of
So if
values
you have
inside
the
a
min
function.
heap, you can
Okay.
extract
Now
the
let me
one to
just
the
give
other
you
one.
any a way
Yeah.
of returning
So
two
that's
different
okay.
values inside a function. Now here
Lavika?
I'm going to create a list. I'm saying 1, 2, 3,
Yes,
4, 5,
that's
6, 7, 8.
understood.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll define a function which says find
So that
out
point is
even
okay.
sum,
Just make sure you remember this.
even sum,
Wait, that was for
even
Dijkstra's. What about
odd
the
sum,
Prims?
something like
Didn't see that.
that. And inside this, I'm going to take the list.
I think it's also more
And
or
what
less
I'm
the same
doing
way
is
you're
that
finding the
inside
minimum
this function, I will take up all the even
weight, right?
numbers and add it to an
Correct.
even,
Something like that. Yeah,
add all the
maybe
even
that's
numbers
right.
separately and add all the odd numbers separately and return two
Same thing. You
variables. So
first
for this, I'll
search for
say that
vertices, then
even
search for
underscore
minimum
sum is equal to
vertices.
0.
Okay.
Odd underscore sum is equal to 0. Okay. What I'll do is that I'll write a for loop saying
Fine.
as for
We'll
I
continue.
in LST, I'll write a condition. If I
Nice.
percentile, I
Okay.
percentile
So
This is
week
very
9,
reach
10.
useful.
double equal to 0,
Huh?
I'm basically going to
Yeah,
say
we don't
that,
need to
okay,
solve it. I think
I'll
we just need to
add it
frame
to
the
my even sum
equations.
is equal to
Achha.
even sum
No one
plus
is asking
I.
for us to solve,
Yes,
obviously.
in the else condition,
This is something which is supposed to be solved
I'm
with
going
the
to
computer,
basically
okay?
add it to the odd
Um,
underscore sum is
So do
equal
we
to
do it or we
odd
can skip
underscore
it? Because
sum
it's simple
plus
word
I.
problem
Pretty much
sort of
simple.
thing, no?
And after the for loop
correct. So if it
gets
is
over,
simple,
I'm
then
going
we'll do
to
it fast.
return
If
even
you say
sum,
it is simple, I'm not going to
comma,
leave.
odd sum. That's it.
Either
As
ways,
it
you
Once
is.
I
can make us
execute it,
do it, whether it's
and
tough
now
or
let me
easy.
just call my even
No,
odd
if it is
sum,
tough, I mean, we
We'll
can.
and let me
definitely
just
do
give
that
pass
then.
the list inside. So you can see that it is returning us two
Okay,
values.
go
One
ahead.
is the even sum
Navika,
and one
you
is the
only.
odd sum. Okay,
Told it is easy.
this is the sum of all the even
No, but I'll
numbers.
obviously have to
This is the
go
sum
through
of
it,
all the
na?
odd
I'm
numbers. So
assuming
you
that
can
Go
it's
through it.
return
easy.
multiple
Come on.
parameters from a particular
There are
function.
15 saris
Multiple outputs
printing
from a function.
machine in a
So this was all about this particular function, guys. I hope
Printing
you
press
understood
company.
this. Position and keyword arguments are
yeah.
also very, very important in
Yeah,
the
there are
function. You
15
will
sari
see that,
printing machines in a
and we'll be
printing press
learning more
company.
about it as we are
Each machine
towards
produces
the advanced
500
section in
saris
Python.
and
In my
consumes
next video, I'll
electricity
be
worth
discussing
rupees
about
15,000 every month.
object-oriented
One step at a
concepts
time. One
like
step at a
classes,
time. Okay.
inheritance, polymorphism, and many more
15
things.
machine.
And then we'll also discuss about different databases
Okay.
like
Then
MongoDB, SQLite,
Each
DB.
machine produces
So I hope you like this
500
particular video. Please
saris and
do subscribe
consumes
the channel if you have not already subscribed.
each
Share with all your
machine.
friends
Okay.
whoever require this kind of help. I'll see you all in the
electricity
next
worth
video. Have a
rupees
great day ahead. Thank you.
15,000 every month.
Hello all,
Per
my name is
month,
Krishnag and welcome to my
per
YouTube
machine,
channel.
huh?
In this video, we'll be discussing about
Yes.
lambda
Data for
functions
each
in
machine.
Python. We'll try to
A
understand what
machine can
exactly
be
is lambda
overloaded to
functions
print more
and why
saris,
it is
but it should
beneficial,
not be
when you can
loaded more
basically
than
use it.
10%
Now
of
to
its
begin with,
usual
guys,
production
understand
capacity.
that lambda functions are
Not
also
load
called as anonymous function.
more
Okay,
than
so it is also called as
10
anonymous
percentage.
function. We can
Fine.
also say a function.
Yes.
It is
So
also a
10%, that
function
means
with
not more than
no
550. No?
Yeah.
name.
550.
Function with
It
no
will be
name.
less than
You can say in
550.
this way also. So usually
No,
whenever we
below.
create a lambda function, we don't create
Also,
any
when the
names
machine
for
is
that.
overloaded, it
So
consumes
and
20%
this
more
usually
electricity.
works faster than a normal function
So
which
that
we
means
actually
50, it was
use. Okay,
15,000
so let me
per
just
month.
take an
No?
example over here. First of all, I'll just define one
20%.
normal function where
Okay.
I'm saying that okay, this is an addition
Demand of
function.
us.
It
Should
takes
I go
two
ahead?
variable a comma b.
1500
Okay,
into
here I'm
15,000.
just going to give a colon over here
not
and start
15,000. Oh, it's
go
15,000.
inside this
My God.
particular
Yeah.
function and write a definition like return a plus b.
Okay.
When I
So
execute
this is for
this,
each
okay, so this
machine.
is my function that is created.
Yes.
And if I write
My God.
addition with the
Okay.
values over here that I give, like
Into
4 comma 5,
1.2,
it will basically
20%,
give
right?
me the output that
They're
is
up to
9.
15,000.
Now, usually understand, guys, in this particular function, we just have
15,000.
one
Okay.
single expression.
20%.
Okay,
You
some
put why you
return
put
a plus b is
1.2?
just a single
20%
expression.
is like,
And just to
multiplying it.
write this particular function, we had
It's
to
going to
create a
increase in
function.
20%,
Then
right?
we basically had to write this 2 lines of
If
code.
I put 1.2,
Usually in this scenario, what we can
it
do is
will,
that we can use
you
lambda
got the
function.
point, right?
So always remember this point that if you have a single
Uma, you got the
expression
point,
that
right?
you have written inside a function,
Yeah.
you can convert that into a lambda
Okay.
function.
Let's
Now, in order
continue.
to convert this function into a lambda function,
Yeah.
please note over
Demand
here
of a
we'll be
sari for
using a
ith
lambda
month
keyword.
is
So there will be a
represented with the
lambda keyword
variables
over here.
di.
The next point that we usually write is
Hmm.
that what are the
What is
input
this?
variables
It's
that you are
between
passing.
1 to
So you can
12.
see over here I'm passing two input variables a
In
comma
order
b.
to balance
So
the
here also I'll
demand and
write it as a
production to
comma b.
optimize the
And
profit,
then
the
I will
company
say
may
that
switch
what
off a
is the
machine
type
for
of
a month.
operation that you're doing inside
But
it. So
during
in order
that
to
month,
make
a
it
maintenance charge of rupees 60
convert
is
that into a
required for
lambda
that
function, I'll just
machine.
write the operation over here. Pretty much
Okay.
simple. What are the inputs I'm passing? And on the right hand side of this particular column, I'm
Maintenance
basically writing the
Hmm.
operation or the expression that is
Similarly,
basically
in
getting
order to
performed inside a
switch
lambda
on a
function.
machine that was
And
switched
after
off
this, here you can
previously,
see that I have not written any
a
function
startup
name. I will
cost of
just store
rupees
this
40
in a
is required
variable.
for that
Okay,
machine.
so I'll say that okay, this is my addition is equal to
Okay.
this, right? So
Now
I'll
equal
just
to
execute
40.
it. Now you can see
The
over here,
press might
in
produce
order to call this
surplus
particular lambda
saris.
function, I'll
The
write
cost to
addition and
store
I'll just
these
make a
surplus
brackets like
saris
this.
is rupees
Again, guys, this is a
10%.
variable. This is not a function. Okay. Inside this, we just have to pass how many input parameters we are passing, a comma b. So here I'll just pass 12 comma 14 and let me just
Assume we
execute it.
use the following
Now, as
notations
soon
for
as I
representing
execute
the
it,
variables
you'll see
required
that this particular
to model this into
expression
a
will get
LPP
executed
problem.
and it will be returned. As soon as I execute this over here, you can see
Should I
that
read
I'm
this
getting
out?
the output as 26.
Yeah.
In a very
MI is
important
for
point to
machines
remember,
running
guys,
in the
it will
ith
only be
month.
possible if you just have a single expression.
SI
Okay.
is saris
Now
made
let us
in
go
month
ahead and see some
I.
more examples. Now
Okay.
here I'm
So,
basically writing a
okay.
function
So this is, I
which
think this is
will
the number of
say
machines,
whether a number
right?
is
Than
even
not a
or
list
not.
of
Okay.
machines.
So here I'll write an even
Yes.
function, and if
Just
I'm
read out
passing a
now.
number over here, I'll basically write a
Okay.
condition like
Number of
if
saris
num
produced.
Only one
percentile
particular,
2
that's only for one
is
particular
double equal to
month.
0,
Correct.
I'm just going to
Oh,
return true. So suppose this is basically checking whether a number is even or not.
Fine.
So
OI overloaded
here what
state
I'm doing is that I'll
in
just
month I.
say 24.
That
I'll
is
just
made in
execute it.
overloaded
It is
state.
giving me true. Now how I can convert this into a
Right.
lambda function? Again, I'll be
overloaded means
using a
like
lambda keyword
550, no?
and I'll
Not
see
more
that
than
how many
550
inputs
per
I'm passing.
machine.
Only one, so I
Yeah.
can
So
write
if we
A,
say that in a
and it
particular
is
month
not
you're
necessarily need to
having
write A, you can write anything.
two
Okay.
machines which are
And
running,
inside this,
so
I'll just
we
say that
can know we
A
know that
percentile
the
2 is
two
double
machines
equal to
can.
0. So this is
But
basically my
if
condition
you are
to
turning
give
on a
whether
machine,
true or
then you need to
false.
pay
Okay. And
15,000.
this I'll store it in my,
So
again,
instead
an
of doing
even
that,
variable or
they are
even one
overloading,
and say
and if the requirement requirement is
and I'll execute it.
1100.
Now what I'll do
Right?
is that I'll just say
Yes.
even one, and
So
here
supposed
I'll
to
basically
deliver
going to give my
1100, you can
number,
just
that
overload
is
the
12.
machines and
Now you can see that it
finish
is
it off.
giving me true. So this is
Probably
basically
that's
checking
what we are
whether the
talking about
number
here,
is
right?
even.
Nanka?
So if
Yeah.
the number is even, it is giving us true.
Nice.
Pretty much
Go
simple.
ahead.
Now
But
the next
even
thing
if
is
you're
that I can
overloading it,
also
then
create
per
three
machine,
20%
parameters
faster.
over here. Suppose I want
yeah,
to
20%
do
faster.
the
yeah.
addition
That's okay, right?
I want to do the addition of three numbers. I'll say x comma y comma z.
Machine started
And
in
let
the
me just
month,
say
the
that
start of this
return
month. So we are starting it. So that
plus
means
y plus z.
this month will
Pretty
be
much simple.
multiplied
I'll
into
just
40,
execute it.
right?
And if I give addition, and if I give
I mean, if you're
values like 2, 3,
starting
4, if
10
I execute it,
machines
you can see
at
that
the
the
start of the
values
month,
output is 9.
then it should
Now,
be
if I want to
multiplied by
convert
the
this into lambda function, it's
count,
pretty much
the
similar.
start
Yeah.
cost.
You can just write x comma y comma z colon,
Switch
and
off is
whatever
60.
value you want to return is x plus y plus z.
Okay.
Again, you can also do x multiplied by y multiplied by z, and any type of
Switch
operation,
off.
mathematical operation that you want. So
And
I'll say
surplus
addition over here.
is
Number of
Execute
surplus
it.
sarees,
Now, as
plus
soon as I
30.
write addition
Every
and
month we need to
provide all
store,
the
right?
parameters like
30,000.
2, 3, 4, and if I execute it,
Demand
you
of
can see
salary
that the
for the
output
month.
is 9.
That's
Pretty much
given
simple,
already.
pretty much easy, and
Demand
this
is
is
given.
how a lambda function usually gets executed, guys.
yeah.
Make sure that you cannot write two expressions. Two
Okay.
expressions basically means like
So much so
different kind of operations
read
within a
this here.
function. Suppose your
Where is the
function
demand
is
given?
3 to 4 lines of codes are there
Here.
inside your
BI.
function. You cannot
This
convert basically that into a lambda
But
function.
it's not.
But if you have a single expression like
No,
this, you
demand.
can
I mean,
definitely convert
they're
into
just
a
asking
lambda
us to
function.
find out these.
And the keyword that we will be
It's
using is
not
something
to
called as
worry
lambda.
more. Okay. Go ahead.
So this
Now
lambda specifies that okay, this is an
Identify the
anonymous
correct
function that is got
constraints
created, that is
pertinent
function
to
without
the
name.
above
So I
problem.
hope you like this particular videos,
Exclusively
guys.
from the
Please do
below
subscribe the channel if
options.
you have not already subscribed.
Okay.
In the next video, I'll be coming up with
Um,
list comprehension
Should we
That is
start
and
with
showing you
the
some more
one?
details
SI is
regarding
equals to
Python.
500
Please
MI
do share
plus
my
G.
channel with with everyone whoever requires this kind of help. I'll see you all in the next video. Have a great day ahead. Thank you one and all.
Machine right.
Hello all, my name is Krishnaga. Welcome to my
Okay,
YouTube channel.
plus
In this
GL.
video, we'll be discussing about map functions in Python. Now, map is a very handy function, guys, to do a lot
Saris
of
made
things,
in
and I'll
be
show you.
only
Not
FI
And again, guys,
M.
I'll write all the codes in front
Sorry,
of you,
Ma?
so please make sure that you watch the
It will be
video till
only
the end.
5 and MI.
Okay, let me
Right?
just first of all create a
Surplus
simple
won't come.
function. I
It's
want to
only
create
made
a
in one.
function
So
where
it will
I
be
will
only 5
actually
into MI.
determine whether the number is even or odd. Okay, here I have a parameter like num. Now what I'll do is that I'll write a condition like if num person
No, I
type
think
2
we
is
can
double
add
equal to
GI,
0,
that
which
is
is
fine.
basically my
But
even
what I
odd
think
condition
is
or
not
even
right
condition.
is
So
like
what I'll do is
500
that
MI.
I will just say that
Because we
return
said
true.
it could be
Else
550
what
at
will happen
max,
is
right?
that in
If
my
we
else loop I'll
overload
say
it.
that return
Then
false.
that is plus
Pretty
like
much simple.
500
I'm just
MI
trying to find out
plus OA could be
whether
coming.
the number is even or odd.
So G
Okay,
won't come.
or instead of
G is
true
a
or false, so what
surplus.
I can do is that I can also give
OA
statements like okay, return
Saris made
even
an overload state.
or return
So
odd,
that will be
something
added,
like
not
this. Okay?
GI, right?
Or I can again write some complicated
Surplus cannot
statement
be
like this
added to the
also.
production
See
number.
the placeholder,
Why
I'll
not?
create an empty placeholder and
Surplus
I'll
is
say
the
that okay
leftover,
is
right?
even, and I'll
Why
use a
not?
dot
Yes.
format
Actually,
condition
Saris made
where
in month
I will try
Jan.
to
Surplus is
replace
made
this
before.
placeholder with the num.
No.
Similarly, I'll copy
So
No,
this. The
surplus
number
is like
is
the
odd.
leftover portion. Something
Yeah.
that's made extra.
Same thing,
But SI
doing
is
the same
Saris
thing,
made in
and
that
here I'll
month. So
just
you have
replace
to
with odd,
calculate the machine
and
made
over here
and
I'm just going to
overload.
give the number. So
Saris
let me
made
just
in
execute it,
overload,
and if I
overloaded state.
go
Right?
and execute my
OA and
even
SI will
or
come into
odd,
picture. Right?
Come on,
even or odd,
may I answer here?
and then
Guys?
give the number over here. Suppose if I give it 24,
See, for
then
example, I'm going to give you
I'll
some
get that the
situation.
number
Okay.
is
So
the number
let's say that
24 is even. So let me just give a proper statement so that you'll be able to
I'm
understand.
asking for
So the
1150 sarees.
number 24 is even. Pretty much simple. This is worked executed perfectly.
Okay.
Not a problem.
So
Now let
if you
us
had
see.
already
Suppose
50
if I have a
sarees, see
condition where I
from the
need to
previous
apply the
month,
same
if you had
function
a
for
surplus of
multiple
50,
numbers, right?
okay.
To
So
apply it
this
for
month you just
multiple
need to produce
numbers. Okay,
how much?
suppose I have 24,
1100,
56,
yeah.
78.
So
And
this
from
month
all
you're
these numbers,
producing
I want to find out
1100,
which numbers are
and
even, which numbers are
from the
odd.
previous month you can take the
And
50, and then
I,
totally you can give me
so
as
the problem
1150,
over here is that over here I can just give one parameter at
right?
a time and you can get
Or
one
I
value
mean,
at a
so
time,
there
right?
are
But over
so
here
much
in the
things to
list, I
include
have
here.
many
So
numbers.
for,
So
for
how do I
500
do
into
it?
MI,
Can
that
I
is fine.
use this whole
So
list?
you will be
See,
added
one way is that
surplus
you can
sarees
basically
that are
loop through
produced.
this
It
particular
will be
list
made
and get
overloaded.
each and every element
Must be minus G.
and then apply this particular function on top of it.
Then overloaded
So
state
this will be a
is
problem
basically you
because
can
you need to
calculate that
iterate
overloaded
through all the
basically
elements,
with
right? One by one, one by
MI
one, one by one. And
into
definitely
Y.
for that, more time will take place. But if I just
I
use
mean,
map
total
function,
number of
this is
machines
my map function.
uh,
A map
into
function will
number of
actually
machines that
help
has
you
been
to
overloaded in
solve this
that
particular
month.
problem very easily. So the
Okay.
map
That is
function, first
made
of all, the first parameter it takes
overloaded state
is
or something.
function, and the
You kind
second
of
parameter
understand
it takes
this
is
is not the
variable.
exact
So
month
that
because
basically means I will
so
try to
surplus is when
apply this
you
particular
have a
function for
leftover
each and every
or
number. Okay, So the first parameter I'll
suppose
just going
you
to
can
write my function name
have extra
even or
also.
odd.
You can
The
also
second
borrow from
parameter
the
I'll
previous
basically
month.
give my literal.
That's what
iterable.
even in your
When
equation
I
example,
execute it, you can see that
you're
a
saying
map
you
object
have a
is created
surplus,
at this
right?
particular memory location.
So
Again, guys,
the
this uses
demand
a
is
lazy loading
1150,
technique.
right?
Still, the memory
Yeah.
has not been
So
instantiated by
what
using
are you
map.
making
In order to
actually? You are
instantiate it, I'll
subtracting
convert
the
this into a list. So once I
surplus amount. You
convert
are
this into a
subtracting
list,
50
you
and
will
you
now
are
be able to
manufacturing
see
1100.
that
Correct.
suppose first number
So the
over here
GA
1,
plus
it has
3
applied
won't
this
come.
particular function
That's what
that
I
is even
mean.
or odd. Now I'm
So
getting over here
this
the
is
number 1
scenario
is
when
odd.
if that
Okay,
plus
then
J
number
will
2 is
come.
even,
So that is the
odd,
scenario
even,
when you are
odd, even,
producing
odd, even. So
If
for
your
one.
each and
demand, if
every
you
element,
ask
I'm
for
getting a
demand, you
list
are
of
correct.
all the
Manufacture
values
plus the
from this
surplus you
particular
can add
function.
and equal
Pretty
to the
much
demand.
very good,
But now
I
we are
think, guys.
asking that
Otherwise,
SI
you
is
need to write a
referring to
for loop, try to
sarees
iterate
made
through
in
each and
that month.
every
So you are ultimately
elements
manufacturing
inside the
only
list, then
1500,
apply a
right?
function. I think it would
No,
have
let's say
taken
that
more amount of time.
let's take
But
another
now, with
scenario.
just the help
Uma,
of
the
list,
previous month
I
I
mean,
don't have
with the
any
help of map
surplus.
function,
Okay,
always
this
remember the
month
map function
I'm
first
producing
parameter is
1200.
basically a function. You need
Yeah,
not
now
give with the
this
brackets over
OI
here.
will come into
You just give
picture.
the function name
Correct.
and the
Right.
iterable.
It
That's
That's
it.
what I'm
this
And
saying.
automatically this will
Manufacturing
get
only
happened was
converted. You can also
okay, but
convert this
for
into a list and
manufacture
you will get all the
you
elements
are
like that.
confusing the
Pretty
demand.
much simple.
For
So this is an
manufacturing,
example
OI
of map
and
function,
SI
guys. You
only
can
will
also
come
write
into
different
picture,
different
right?
functions
How
by
will
your own,
surplus will come?
but make sure
That
that you
is when
provide the
demand is
parameter. One is
there,
function
that will
name and
play a
then
role.
is the
You're
iterable.
adding that
So
surplus and you are
I hope you
supplying.
understood this particular
But
video.
now
This
you're
is just
asking
one
that
example.
SI is
You can write
sarees
your own
made,
function and try it out. So
produced
I'll see you all in the
only
next
OI
video.
and
In the
SI
next
will
video,
come.
I'll be making
If
you
I'm wrong,
understand
it's okay.
about
Let's
filter
leave
and
it.
reduce
let's leave
functions,
it. I mean, that's
which
not
are
the
again
discussion.
input
We,
functions
we
in
know that
Python.
this option is
So
wrong.
have a great day
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah,
Please do
okay,
subscribe
fine.
the channel if you have
Right.
not already
Navika,
subscribed. See you all in the next video. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Yes, yes, I
some kind of
understood.
Hello
discussion
all,
here
my name is
you
Krishna and welcome to my YouTube
understanding,
channel.
right?
In this video, we'll be
Yeah.
discussing about filter
Okay,
functions.
great.
Now,
So
in my
that
previous
option is
video,
wrong.
I've
So what
already
about the next
discussed about
option?
map
So we can
functions.
start
Now,
with the
what
bottom
we'll
ones
try to see
actually.
what
Those are
does filter
easy
function do.
first.
PDA,
Again,
right?
for that, I'll
Okay.
first of
For
all write a
instance,
normal
like if you see
function
the
like
second
I want
last
to
one,
find out whether the number
Hmm?
is
of
even.
course
Okay.
that's going to be 15 because
So
it's
if
mentioned
I
in
want
the
to find
question
out, I'll
only. That
basically
there are
be giving the
15 printing
number, and
machines in the
over
first
here,
line.
what I'll do is that I'll
Correct.
just say if
Done.
I
Yeah.
percentile 2 is
And
double
then
equal
क्या
to
है?
0,
OI is
Overloaded.
less
I'm
than.
just going to write my condition saying that return
OI,
true.
overloaded state
Yeah,
in
of
That is
course
memory.
what is
it's
my function
of
basically
course it's
doing,
always
right?
at
Now,
most 50.
if I want to
Correct. Maximum you
apply
can
this
overload
for
to
a
50.
list of elements,
50 into
suppose
number
I
of
want to apply
machines.
for
I
list
told
of
you, right?
elements over here and
Yes.
get different values for
Great.
all of
Then
this,
What is
why
that?
you can basically just
50
use
number
filter,
given there?
and we'll try to what
It's
we'll
Which
do
being
is
a
that
100?
ten
we'll
plus.
make this whole list
Yeah,
elements pass
or
through this
10 plus.
particular
Okay.
function. Now, if I use filter over here,
Uma,
filter
okay?
also takes two
Yeah, yeah, got it.
attributes. Okay, one is the function name
Go
even,
ahead, Navika.
and the second one is basically my iterable. So when I try to
Let's
apply
go
this,
to the
it will
correct option.
basically
Let's
create
not
a
do the wrong
filter
option. Okay,
Yes,
let's
object
go to the
yeah.
again.
correct option.
The memory is not initialized yet.
What is this?
If
MI.
I will convert
So
this
number
into
of
a
MIT
machines
list, then
running
it
machines.
in
will
a
get
particular
initialized.
month,
Now see, observe this thing, guys. Over here, I
right?
have some logical
Equal
condition,
to what
and
is this?
I should
Now,
only
first,
get
if you
those
look at
elements
NI, so
from this,
NI is the
whichever
machines that
elements are
started
only
in the
even,
start
because
of
that
the
is
month.
returning true.
Correct.
So whichever will return
And
true, I'll just
XI
get
is
that
something that
elements
got
from here as
switched
in my
off in the
output.
start of
So
the
when I
month.
Oh,
just
that's
convert
totally
this into
cool.
a list,
So
okay, I'm
that's
getting
like
some error
understood
over
why
here.
we
Let's
are
see
saying
why we
NI
are getting
minus
some error.
1.
So here I have
Uma,
basically
okay?
written for
Yeah.
I. Okay, sorry, this is the problem.
I.
Here I have written, I should have written num. Okay, so now let me just
Sorry.
execute this. Now here you can see that
No,
my numbers like 2,
how
4,
it is?
6, 8, 0 are
Oh,
basically my even numbers. For
this
them
one second
only, the
option. Are you
return
talking about
value
second
was
option?
true from this particular
Yes,
function,
sir.
so I'm actually getting
Okay.
this particular
See,
even
this
number.
is the number
But
of
still,
machines that is going to
can
be
we
run
just
in a
convert this
particular
whole
month.
function to a lambda function? Because guys, I have already
Okay.
explained you
Let's say
lambda
this is
function
December
also.
month.
So in order to
Okay.
convert this
How
into a
many
lambda
machines
function, what I'll do is that I'll
are
again
being
use this
running?
filter.
So
Now
what you
the
can say is
first
how many
parameter inside
machines
filter
were
is basically my
already
lambda,
running in
right? So I'll
November
be
month.
using a lambda
How many
function over
month
here.
you are gonna
And
start?
then how many parameters I'm
Okay.
giving? I'm
How
giving
many
one
machines
parameter num,
you are gonna end?
and then then I'm going
like,
to
stop.
basically say that, okay, I'm going to write the condition like num percentile 2 is double equal to 0,
Yes.
They,
comma.
you got
Now
the
the
point now?
second parameter is
Yes.
basically my iterable, that is
Okay.
list.
Understood, clear?
Once I execute this, you can see
Where
that
is
it
it?
is a
What is it?
filter object getting created. If I
No,
convert this
in
into
this type of
list,
question,
you
what
will
you
be
have to
able
do,
to
just
see
read the
that
question and make the
we are
question
going to
and
get the
just
output
That's all.
match.
Just me.
my
Yes,
list
exactly.
keyword. Okay, so here I'm now getting my output like
Okay.
24680. Now just imagine, guys, for this I had to
Great.
create another function,
Fine.
then apply
Last
this particular
option.
function over here. But
I
instead,
mean,
if
in
I
this
used
option.
lambda, it was pretty much
What is
simple
this?
over here. I did the
GI.
same thing, right? So I think this is pretty much good.
Surplus.
Okay, and again, what will
Surplus
happen?
equal
What will
to
happen if I just
Navika, come
perform
on.
lambda map
Salis
function,
in
guys?
this
You
month
remember
minus
in my previous class I have actually discussed about map.
Surplus is
If I
equals
try to
to
convert this into a
salaries
map
in this
function
month minus
and if I execute
demand
it,
of the same.
I'm basically getting for everything,
Actually,
right?
Yeah,
one more
so
thing
If
is
that
Mahi.
number
so
is not
whatever
true,
the
I'm getting
extra, so
false over here.
surplus is basically the
Okay.
extra that has
Same
been
with respect to filter, for
produced.
whichever
So
value I got
whatever
true,
is
only those
required,
number are
whatever we have
getting
minus
displayed.
whatever was the
This is the
demand for
basic
that
difference
particular
between
month
filter
is
and map.
equals to the
Again, you can
extra
do
that
any
you
number
already
of
have in
different
the
types of
stocks.
Boolean operations
That's
inside this
exactly. I mean,
particular
that's what. So we
function,
need to
whatever
add
you like.
the
Okay.
previous month
But now you can see
surplus.
over here with the help of map, it is getting
Then
applied to
this will
each
be
and every
okay.
number. If it is
Uma, am I
giving
right?
true, it is getting displayed. If it is giving false, it
I'm
is
also
getting
just
displayed. So this
thinking
is the
one more.
basic difference between map and filter.
Okay.
So in my next video, I'll be
Because
discussing
I
Now,
about
said
but
reduce
correct,
function.
right? Supply minus one
I
is
hope you
right.
like this
That's where
particular
you get
video.
the
Please do
surplus.
subscribe the channel if you have
Maybe
not
like
already
you said, you
subscribed.
were
I'll see you
correct.
on the next video.
Maybe
Have a
from the
great day ahead.
previous
Thank
month
you, one
we
and all.
if we had any surplus,
Hello
what will
all, my
happen
name
to
is
that?
Krishna and welcome
yeah,
to my
so
YouTube
maybe
channel.
yeah.
Today in this
Otherwise,
particular
That is how
video,
we
we'll
are
be
taking for
discussing
this
about
also.
list
See, for the
comprehension.
month, in
Now, list
November month.
comprehension, the formal or basic
otherwise it
definition is
looks
given
correct.
over
No?
here. So, list
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
comprehension
correct. Yeah,
provides a
it looks
concise
perfectly
way to
correct.
create
Until
lists.
otherwise,
So,
like
this
the
is
if the
pretty
previous
much
month
very important
Okay.
statement
surplus
to
was
learn.
zero, then it's correct.
Now,
Okay.
with respect to this statement, if I want
Anwar,
to
hi.
discuss about list comprehension, so list comprehension
How
actually
long were
provides
you
a
here?
very easy way to create a list.
I
Now,
just joined.
usually, whenever you want to
Okay.
create a list by
So I
using
think
a Python
from
program,
next question, I
most of
think
the
you'll be able
scenario
to
you have
contribute,
seen that
right?
you'll basically be using a
Hmm?
inbuilt function called as append, and you'll try to add
Okay.
Contribute I don't
items
know.
inside it. So
Okay.
let
At
me
least
just
you can
show you
listen from the
one
next
basic
question.
example, and
You
then
don't
we'll
wanna.
try to solve that particular
Okay.
But this
example or
font
create a
is
list
too
with
low
the
for
help
me
of list
to.
comprehension. Now, first of all, I'll just
Okay.
define a
Next question we'll
function
do it. Okay.
saying
Sorry for that.
list
Yeah.
underscore square. That basically means this particular
Right.
function will be taking up list
Great.
integers inside this,
So
and
what's
then
this
what it is
question?
going to
This
do,
is
it is
just
going to
simple Q,
create
I
a
think,
new
right?
list. It will create a new list with the square of all the
QDQ.
numbers
What
inside that
is
particular list. Okay, so I'll write for I in list.
initial
Okay, so
state of
that
the
basically
queue?
means I'm
Okay.
iterating through each and every
Mahi,
element
can you
inside the
talk?
list, and
Or
after
Anwar,
this
will you
particular
want to take?
thing, what I'll do is that I'll create a new list variable, something like
Mahi is
this,
outside.
list one.
Okay. While
Suppose
discussion,
this
she
is
can
my new
contribute.
list,
Anwar,
which
can
I'll
you take this
initialize
question?
initially as empty. Okay, and what I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to do is
It
that
is
I'm going
Is
to
it me?
basically
you're defining
use
function
dot
fun
append
q.
function.
Yep.
Inside this
If
append, I'm just
not,
going to say, okay, what I'm
basically
appending, I'm
q
just
is
appending
the
I multiplied by I.
q
That
object.
basically means I'm just
Yeah. Checking if it is a if the
If
squaring the
it
queue
is
is
not
empty.
numbers
empty,
inside the list,
yeah,
and
if
I'm
it is not
appending inside the
empty,
list one
Mm.
then
list in short. Then
remove
after this,
I
I'll just
from
return
q.
the list one.
Correct.
Now, once I do this,
Mm.
right, once I execute it,
Then
now what I have
again,
to do is that if I want to
you call
execute
the
this over
function
here,
fun q.
Yes. Mm.
I'll
So
just
it
write
goes
list
again
square.
and remove
Okay. Now
Mm.
I.
inside this, what I'm going to do is that
Correct.
I'm going to
So
just
till
pass some
the
list of
queue is
elements.
empty, it
So
is
I'll pass
on
1, 2,
keep
3,
on
4, 5,
removing.
6, 7, 8.
Mm.
Okay. Suppose I'm passing this many.
Okay,
Now
okay,
here you
okay.
can see that
Then
I'm
after that,
getting somewhere
I'll
around.
put q dot
I'm
enqueue
whatever
dot
elements I've
enqueue.
given in the list, it is just squared up. So
Mm.
over
So
here,
I
one square is
logically,
1,
the
2
last
square is
I
4, 3
only
square is
should get
9,
enqueued,
4
no?
square is 16, 5, 25, 6,
No.
36,
Mm.
7, 49. So it is pretty much
Uma, did you
simple. What we
understand
have done
this?
is that we have taken a list of elements, we have
Additional
created a
question.
new list, that is list 1,
Uh,
and inside
Yeah,
that I
Mahi.
put up all the elements by squaring those numbers, right? That's it. That's a
Mahi, you
simple
want to say
way of
something?
creating a list, what I have done over here. But understand, guys, over here,
Okay.
when I just see the time
Anyone can
complexity, I'm
contribute. Come on.
basically using a for loop. I'm
Actually,
writing
we have
so
to
many
write and
lines
check
of code.
like
Okay,
Q3 how it
and
happens maybe.
as
Then
you write
you
more and more
after
lines of code,
fun
more
Q.
memory is actually
Sorry,
required,
me.
and all this
Yeah,
kind of stuff,
basically we have
right?
to
And
return the
you also
remove
have to use
and
different kind
for
of
yeah,
variables. Now, what if I
we
told
are
you that with the
reversing
help
the
of
queue
list
and
comprehension, I can
returning
complete this
three
code in just
at the
one line of
third
statement?
position.
I don't have to
You're
write
smart.
4 to 5 lines of
Mahi
statement.
is
yeah,
also
That is the
that's
power
fine.
of
You
list
have to check
comprehension.
what is left
Now,
in the
if I
queue.
want to
That is my
convert this same code
Yeah.
into a list
So maybe
comprehension,
I'll tell you
what
how
I'm
it is
going to do
working.
is
Okay.
that first of
So
all,
we
I'll
we
just
see.
use
actually we
square
will not
braces.
come to the dot NQ because it
So
is in the
list
middle.
comprehension basically
So we are
works
not
with some
actually emptying the
amount of
queue, right?
code, and
Only
that
after
is
the
what
queue is
it
empty, we are
basically
going to
states
do
over here.
this Q
It
dot
consists
NQ.
of
But here in
bracket
the question
containing
they
an
have asked
expression
us Q
followed by
dot
a for
Q3, right?
clause,
Something like
and
that.
then zero or
Okay,
more
I'll
or
That's
just
okay.
if
I mean,
clause.
after
Now
the queue,
see,
like once this is
first of all,
completed,
it
that they
has
are doing
said
that.
that it
Okay.
consists of bracket
So
meaning an
Anwar,
expression.
you're here?
So this is my bracket.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'll
Okay.
write the
See, we
expression.
have this
Now,
cube.
what all expressions I'll write? First of
Right.
all, I'll say that what
So,
it has
what
to
is it
return.
doing?
Okay. So what it
The
has
queue
to
is not
return.
empty.
Now you
So
know
you are
that over
removing
here we are
this,
returning I
correct?
cross I, right? So
Yes.
that is
So
I
it will.
square. So
And
here
you're
also
having
I'll
it,
try to
it's
return the
still
same
in
thing.
to
So I'll
pass.
say I
Okay, then
cross
you're
I.
removing this.
Okay.
Then you're
Then
removing
it
this. All
says
these things are
that
removed.
the expression
Okay.
is followed by a for clause. Now for
Finally, you
clause
will
is
remove
nothing but this
16.
particular for loop that I have
Then
actually
again you
written.
will call fun
So
queue
for
and then it will
this,
be
what I'll
empty.
do,
So
for
that
I
after
into
removing 16, this will
list.
go out.
That's it. Now see,
right? It won't go
first
inside
of
of
all,
this.
I'll
So
define the
now what
list
are you
over
doing?
here
After
because
coming back,
here I have actually
that
passed
16 you are
this list
adding to the
value. So
queue.
I'm just going to copy this.
Yes.
I'm going to pass it over here.
Okay, that
Okay.
16 you are adding to the
Now,
queue. Next,
this
if this is
particular
done, then
terminology that
that's
I've
code
used is
execution was
basically
stopped over
called as
here,
a
right?
list
So now
comprehension. So here I'm
8 will
just
come to the
applying the
queue.
expression for I in list, and I'm just returning
How
I
it will
multiplied by
come?
I. That is how it is
Because see, for
basically
example, if
list
you had
comprehension is
only
basically
8
written.
comma
Now what I
16 in
can do is
the
that I'll
queue,
just write
okay,
this in my
so
next
what will
line
you
of
do?
code.
First you
I'll
will
just cut
remove
it over here. I'll write
8
it over here
and
so
then
that
you will
you
call
don't have any
fun of
confusion.
queue,
So this is
correct?
my list created. Now if I execute this particular line of code, okay, it is giving me an error. Let me
Anwar,
see why the error. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, this is I
did you get the
created a
scenario?
multiple
The
list
scenario
of
is
this.
you have only two elements
So
in the
here
queue.
you can see that
Right.
I've
Last
just
two
used I
elements.
cross
Yes.
I for I in list.
Okay,
Now since
so
I've
if
used
you
this
call the
inside my
fun
square
of this
braces, all this
for this
expression
fun
is
function
inside
for
this.
this, okay, so
Automatically,
what will you do?
it is
You'll first
iterating
remove the first element,
through this
correct?
particular
Yeah.
list,
Yeah.
and then it is basically
Okay,
squaring up that
after
numbers,
removing the
and
first
I can
element, you
see
are
all
calling
the
the
numbers over here, like 1,
fun.
4, 9,
When I
16,
So that
get
means
25, 36,
16
49.
also will get
I can
removed.
also save this in
correct.
one
16
variable.
also will get removed,
Suppose if I
and
want
you
to
still
save it in
haven't
list 1,
completed that, right?
here it
It's
is,
a
and
it's
if I go and
going
print
inside
list 1, you can see all the numbers are intact,
means
right?
fun
Now, the main
queue.
power of
Inside
this
of
is
this,
that you
this
have
is
just
not fully
written one
completed. You're
line of
calling
code,
another fun
right?
queue,
One line of
Yes.
code, and you're doing
right?
all those
Here
things
you have
what you had
removed
actually defined the
8.
function as, right?
Here you are
So this is
removing
pretty much
16.
useful. You
Okay.
are basically
Again, when
reducing the
you
number of
call the
lines of
fun
code.
queue,
This is pretty much
since
faster
the
when
queue
compared to
don't
this
have anything else,
way
right?
how we have
So
basically
it
written.
comes back.
Now, not only this. Now, suppose let me just take
The
an
pointer
example
comes
saying
back to
that
this question, this
okay, I'm
position,
passing
right?
this list
So
of
wherein you
numbers,
have
right?
removed 16,
Now, what I want is
right?
that I just want to do the square of only the even numbers.
Now how
Now,
do
see
I tell
this,
this here?
only the even
No,
numbers.
that,
So
that
I'll
is where
just go
I'm
again
little
back to the
confused
definition.
because
Here
it
you
is
can see
inside
that
the if loop, no?
after following
Correct.
Yeah,
a for
but
loop,
when the
there
if
may be
loop, the
more for
final
loops
function
or
is
if
called.
clauses
Okay,
also. So
when
what
the
I can
final
do is
entry
that
is called,
over
it
here
is
you can
going
see
to be
that
like
if I
maybe
want to
when
just
it's
do the
only the
square of an
16
even
last element
numbers, I
that is
only
called.
have to put
Then
one more
again the
condition
fun queue will
saying
come. Then
if
it will go at
condition
that point.
if
It is
I
empty.
percent type
So
2 is
none
nothing
will be
equal to
returned
0.
to
That's
fun
it,
queue.
because this is my if
Hmm.
condition.
That call
So
will
how
be
it will run
suspended,
now? Now it will
completed.
go first.
The suspended
Once
call
this
will be
I
completed.
iterates
It
through this
won't
particular
enter the
list,
if loop.
it will
So
go
it
and
is
check
back
this
to the
particular
call fun
condition,
queue.
and if
It
this
is
condition is
returning none.
satisfied, then only it will
And
multiply
after
and
that,
give you
that
back the
function is
result.
over. So
If
you're
I
coming to the
execute
next
this, and if I
queue.enqueue.
again
At
see
that
my
point,
print list
the
1,
I is
now you can
16,
see
so
that
you'll
I'm
add
having 4,
16 to the
16, and
list. Now
36
start
because
with the new
I
queue.
know 2, 4, and
The
6
Now
are
the
final
even
call will
numbers.
be
All the
completed.
other numbers are not
It
even,
will return
right?
none.
And similarly, I can also apply it for odd numbers also. So here is my
Yeah, are you
odd
getting it,
numbers, and it
Anand?
is basically doing the squaring of
Yeah,
those
up
odd
to
numbers.
enqueuing
Pretty much
60 is
simple above
okay.
list comprehension. I
Then
hope you
after that,
understood why we basically do
what
That
happens?
is
this.
the function call
Because
of
understand, guys,
8.
just to
Hmm.
create this, to
What is the
just
fun queue
create a
16?
new
It is a
list over
call
here,
from 8.
I'm
So now 16 is
simultaneously
over.
doing a
It is
for loop.
returning to
I'm
the
also
fun call
applying an
8.
append function.
The fun
But
call 8
instead of
already
just doing
got the
all these things, I've
output,
just
right? So
written a
it will
single line
go to
of
the
code,
next
which is this as
queue.enqueui.
an example of list comprehension, right?
Now the 8
So
will be
this is
printed.
pretty much important to understand,
It's a recursive
because
call.
at the end of the day,
hmm.
if you are writing a code
Each
which
function
requires
call
less
will be
amount of
returned in
time,
reverse and
if
you're
you're just
printing in
following the
reverse.
syntax,
But
I
one
think that
thing
will
in
definitely
this
save
question,
you
Gokul, I
a
don't know
whole
what is
lot of
Q.Q3.
time. So this
We
is
don't
pretty much
have any
important
key
to
here.
understand. So I
No,
hope you
the thing
understood
is,
about
you just
list comprehension. You can also write
what
different
you'll write
different
it like this, right?
complex functions where you
640
actually
maybe
create
Maybe the
even
order
list,
of
and you
this
can
thing
also
because I thought
convert that into a list
okay, maybe
comprehension.
1, 2,
Yeah,
3.
queue
So
is
this
being
is pretty much
reversed, right?
simple, guys.
Once
I
the queue
hope
is
you like this
reversed,
particular
now tell me
video.
this is the queue. Tell
Please
me
do
what is queue
subscribe
of
this
3.
channel if you have not already
Or like
subscribed. I'll
that.
see you all in the next
I
video.
didn't get that.
Have a great day ahead. Thank you,
You
one
got
and
this?
all. I'll see you all in
So
the
we are
next video.
calculating from 0 or 1. That is another
Hello all,
confusion
my name is
always
Krishna
exists.
and welcome to my YouTube
Repeat.
It is
channel.
1,
In this
2.
video, we'll be
Yeah.
discussing about
Why
It
it is
is
string
not
either
formatting in
0 or
Python.
1
We'll
to
try to
2.
understand what are the different ways
0,
of
1, 2, 3. Queue
formatting
is nothing but
you
you
can
know it's an int
basically
list,
write
right?
a complex
It's
string,
always 0 out
and
of
how
3.
you can
Okay.
format a string
Ah,
basically for the
Okay.
print statement or for
wait. Now I think
storing it at
Anwar is
somewhere.
still trying to
So let me just show you an
process
example.
this.
Suppose
Anwar,
if you want to write a print
Yeah,
statement, suppose you say like
tell me,
hello
Anwar,
world,
how much
hello
yeah.
everyone.
If it is
Suppose
a
this is a simple way
direct
of printing a string.
recursive, like we are
yeah.
I
again
can also
following that
store this particular string
contour.
in
If that
some variable
q
like
dot enter
strs,
was basically
and suppose
before
I want to
contour
store it like
something, then it would
writing
have
it
gone into
as hello
brain
everyone.
very easy.
So once I execute this,
Mhm.
this is a basic way of storing a string. Now,
Okay.
sometimes you want a very
If
complex strings
it's
to be
coming
written
after,
where
that is why
some of
that
the
comprehension
placeholders must be
problem is
filled
coming.
dynamically.
Yeah, yeah, I
Now,
understand that.
suppose I want to say that
Got it.
okay, after this particular statement, I
Actually, we
want
got the
to
same question in the
actually
quiz too.
put some
At that time, you
names
have
over
to
here, which
reverse
that
the
particular name
elements, right?
values
It is
will be
printing.
dynamically
Here it is
replaced
slightly
afterward,
complicated that Q
from
of
some
Q3. Otherwise, in
from
this two,
some
we got
variables
the
that are
same question.
predefined, or from
The
Okay.
some
list
variables
now
that
will
are
be
actually
the
coming from some
final
functions
Q.
and many
It
more.
will be in
Hmm.
reverse order.
So what we
That
can do
was
is
the
that, suppose
answer.
I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Suppose I'll say I'm creating a
So
function
Anwar,
which is
are you
called as
still
greeting, and here
thinking
I'll
about the
be writing
recursive
a
call?
name, okay, and I say that, okay,
Yeah, it's
return
okay. I
name,
don't know because
okay,
just it is
and
before
I'll say
exam day.
hello,
Let us not break our
uh,
head.
and
We'll
I,
just
I I I want to basically replace this name dynamically now for inside this particular function. So what I can do is that I can basically
I'll take
create
it as
a
it will go into
placeholder
your
with the help of string
recursive loop,
formatting,
and then
and there is a
yes, it will get
method called
reversed.
as dot format.
If it
Now see
gets
this.
into your
I'm
recursive
just
loop, then
creating an empty
the
placeholder over here,
list
something
will
like
get
this, and
reversed.
I
It is
say that
clearly understandable.
welcome
Yeah.
to the
The
community.
visualization
Suppose
is
I'm
kind of
writing this
dragging,
normal
man.
Visualization
simple
is the issue,
statement,
and
okay,
just because
and
it is
after this what
inside
I
your
do is that I'll write
loop.
dot format.
Mm-hmm.
There is a method called as
Okay.
dot format.
So we'll move forward,
Now inside this
right?
dot
Navika,
format,
okay?
it plays a very
Yes,
important role,
yes, I
because
understood
this
that.
dot
Yeah.
format, in the
Nice,
order
great.
I'm actually
We'll move
placing the
forward.
variables, right?
This is
Now
easy,
this
easy,
particular
easy, easy
Yes.
placeholder
question.
needs to be
So we can.
replaced with whatever values coming
What
inside
you
this particular
still
variable, right?
no, no,
So
no
if I
means no. Go
say
ahead.
name over here, right, if I say name over here,
What is
what will
this?
happen is
Go,
that
go
this
ahead.
variable will
A hash
automatically
table of
get
size 8,
replaced in
index
this
0 to
particular
7
placeholder,
uses open
and this
addressing with
whole
hash
thing
function
here,
hk
you
is
can see
equals
that I've
to
written a
k mod
complex print
8
statement. I've actually
and linear
formatted a
probing. The
complex
following
print
elements are added
statement,
into the hash
and I've
table,
actually
which was
created an
initially
empty
empty.
placeholder which is getting
Tables order
replaced
elements are
by a variable
25,
that is getting
11,
assigned
84,
inside this particular
26,
function, right?
46,
So
and
once I
50.
execute this, you can see that
Then the value, then the
I've got
key value
executed this
50
particular
is
function. Now
stored
when
at
I
which
call this particular
index?
function saying as
So
greeting,
we'll
okay, and let me just give my name
What is
as
open
Krish.
addressing?
Now here you can see that easily, this particular statement is,
Hmm?
or this particular placeholder is getting replaced
see.
by
It's like,
whatever parameter I'm
see,
sending inside this
like I
particular
can tell
function
you
called
how
as
I would
Krish.
solve it. I
So
don't know
here
whether
it
the
is
answer
like
would have been right
hello
or not.
Krish
I'll do it right
dot
away now.
welcome to the community,
Tell
right?
them.
Now here you can
Like
see
for
that
example, first we'll do
automatically the
25 mod
name is getting
8,
replaced in this particular
Correct.
right? So the
placeholder.
Just
answer is
Pretty
1.
much
So I'll
simple, right?
insert
And
25
this is
at the index
basically
1.
with the help of the string
correct.
formatting, this particular format function.
Then for
Now you
11,
may
11
also
mod 8 is
want
how
to put
much?
some other things, right?
3.
So suppose inside this
So
particular
I'll
greeting function,
insert
I
11
want,
at
or
3.
let me just create
Hmm.
another function,
Then
which I'll
84.
write it as
84
welcome
mod 8
email,
is
something like this
4.
function is there.
So yeah,
So in
I'll
the
just put
first
it here.
parameter, I'll
Then
give my first
26
name.
ka hai 2.
The second parameter,
26
I'll give
mod
my
8 is
last
2.
name. Okay. Then
And then
here I'll
50
again write a
mod 8
complex
is how
statement
much?
saying as
46. No,
return
46. 46 is.
welcome.
Oops, sorry, yeah, 46 mod 8 is how
So
much?
welcome the first name.
6.
So that is what I'm actually trying to do.
Yeah.
And then please let us
And then
know
50 mod
50.
8 is 2. 50 mod 8 is
what
2.
is,
Yes. So
or
2 is
let me
already
just like
taken. So what we're
simple
gonna, we'll insert
statement.
it at
What
5
you,
now,
we can
because
say, basically say
we'll
this.
basically move one
Your
step ahead.
surname
So we'll
is
then
something
check
like
for 3,
this.
but we already have an element at
Or I
3
can also
index. Then we'll
say
check it
that
at
welcome
4.
Crush,
Then we'll
and
find the nearest one which is empty and
please
we'll insert it over there. So that's how it'll come to 5.
Okay.
everyone please welcome
Navika,
everyone,
you told. Okay. What about others?
please
Does anyone have
welcome.
anything?
And
Anwar?
again, I'm
Huh?
just
What
writing
is
Why?
some
open
statements,
addressing?
it may not be that on.
Open
So
addressing?
over here I'm saying that,
Uh,
okay, welcome the first name,
what?
okay,
Ah,
whatever first name I want to
mute yourself.
specify
Ah,
over
okay.
here.
So
And
open addressing is
everyone please
now
welcome
see.
my surname. That is what I'm
So
actually
we
trying to
this
say.
much has been
Now in
filled,
this
right?
dot
We have filled
format,
it
again I
accordingly.
will
Okay.
specify in that
When we are
same
trying
order.
to fill
Suppose this
50,
particular
okay,
placeholder
50
wants to
is
get
supposed to
replaced
go
over
to
here,
position 2.
or just
Correct,
say like
Navika?
this. Okay, so this is my name. Okay,
Yes.
what I'll do, and this is
Okay.
my age.
So if
Suppose
you
I'll
see,
just
2
give
is
this kind of statement.
the position 2 has
So I'll
already
say
been
welcome
filled.
this,
Okay. So
okay,
you go to the
and
next.
I'll
You go and
say
see whether 3 is
your
empty. Then the
age
next open
is
position is there.
this empty
So if
placeholder.
that is
I can
also
also
filled,
give
you
this
go to
kind
the
of
next.
formatting
If that
as
is
well.
also filled, you go
So
to the
in the
next.
first case, what I'm going to
So
do, I'm going to
Okay, okay.
replace it with name,
you fill it
and in
here.
the second
This is
placeholder, I'm
called
going
as
to replace it with age. So
open
this will give you a
addressing.
brief idea about what is
Okay.
happening. So as soon as I
Navika, the
execute this
question
particular
also can
statement,
come
and if
come
I
like
call this
closed
particular
addressing.
welcome main,
No, open hashing.
right, and if I give my first parameter as
In that case,
Krish,
where 50 gets filled.
okay, and the second parameter parameter, suppose my age, say it as 29. Now
Open
here you
hashing
can
and
say
closed
that
addressing.
you can basically see that print statement is basically
Where
replacing the
zero?
first placeholder with name
No, no,
and the
no.
second
I'm
placeholder
not
with age.
too
So this
sure.
ordering is very, very important.
Okay. What
Now
about others?
suppose
Rest?
here you
Can
can see
anyone
the
tell?
output is welcome Krish, your age
Uma?
is 29. Now suppose
Angat?
I just try
No
to
idea.
reverse this particular
No idea. Okay.
argument. So
I know
suppose
the
I
solve
write it as
problem,
name
but the
and number.
meaning,
Now
technical
what will
terms, I
happen
do
is
not
that
know.
the
Yeah.
first placeholder
This
will
is
get replaced
important.
by
Nah?
age.
Like you you just need to remember
So
them.
if I execute it,
So
I'm
wait
just getting an
for
error.
open hashing or closed
See what is the
addressing.
error?
This
Number is not
position,
defined.
this I mean
Oh,
this
sorry.
is going to
So
be a
here,
list.
this function
So
should
you will
not be
have
number.
26 and
It
50.
should be name. Okay. So
You
once
got
I
the point?
execute it, here you can see that welcome
I'm not
29, your
getting
age
what?
is crashed. So this
I say
ordering
if
also
you
plays
get,
a very important
if
role.
you get
Now, if the
2,
ordering fails, if
10,
the
and then
ordering is
what is
basically misplaced,
18,
right?
all
Sometimes
these
your
are
statement may not get printed properly.
collisions
So
for
in
mode
order
8,
to fix
correct?
this, what we do is
Yeah.
that we can also give
Okay.
some
So what will happen
temporary
is in
variable
that
name inside it.
thing,
So here,
whenever you had
suppose I want to give a
position
temporary
2, right?
variable name saying
So it
as
will have
my full
2,
name, suppose, and
10,
it can be name
18,
also.
like it
It is
will be
not
in
a
a
problem
list.
that it can be name
Oh,
also. Okay,
so that's
and
what
your
called as
age
closed
is, suppose I
addressing. But
give it
how
as
can you
age.
insert in the
Now
same cell?
after
You
this,
cannot do that, right? No.
It's not a
if
cell, it's a
I am
list.
assigning this
List.
age and
Okay.
name in the same
You
order,
put a list in the
make
same
sure
memory.
that you
That's
just
what you're telling.
provide
Yes,
this temporary
yes,
And
variable
that
yes,
is
name
yes.
called
over
a
here,
closed
saying
addressing.
as
Okay.
age is
Correct.
equal to
I
age
don't know.
and name is equal to name.
Yeah.
Now,
So
why I
the
have
answer
given the
in this
same
case
name?
would have been 2
So that
only.
you should not feel
Then,
Yeah.
confused, because you
Yes.
also have to
okay.
get that clarity that if you have the same
Okay.
variable name,
So
whatever is
and
given over here,
that
it is
was,
fine.
you want to take
So
a
you can
screenshot?
give this age. This age is basically your placeholder name.
No,
Okay, and this
I
name
understood
is
this.
basically your placeholder name of
It's
name.
open
So as soon
hashing.
as I
Okay.
execute this, you can see that now it is actually giving you the right result,
Open
saying
window,
as
no? You
welcome
just try
crash, your age
closed
is
addressing.
29. Okay, so pretty much
Open addressing.
simple. Now I have
Uma,
just given
look at
name
this
and
open hash
crash
thing.
and age. Over here, what
Open,
has
close,
happened
both
is
will come.
that in my first parameter,
No,
whatever
no,
is
we
the
know the
age,
open
right?
addressing,
Whatever
like
is the age, I'm
the
going to
one
replace
which
with
we
that,
did, right?
and similarly with the name.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay, you
that
want
is
to see
what
for
is
open
actually
closed
Yeah,
happening.
addressing, huh?
it's
This
more,
is the
right? Yeah.
temporary variable name.
What is
So
meant by
by
closed
this,
addressing?
if I
That's
use this temporary variable name over here, my ordering won't matter unless and until I'm assigning with the same thing that I want to print.
Okay.
Now
See,
inside
look
this
at this
particular placeholder, I
closed
want to
addressing.
print age. So what I'm going to
yeah.
do is that I'm going to
Okay.
create a temporary variable, assign with that
We'll
particular
go
value
down
of
and
age
see.
itself. So my ordering won't
Self-balancing binary
matter.
search tree,
If I
separate
ordering
chain
again,
using
I'm giving it as
arrays.
something like
Example,
this.
they don't have an
So age
example.
is equal to age. Then also it is going
That's
to
it.
work. But
That's okay.
suppose if I say,
No,
okay,
Stack Overflow,
let's
they will
see.
give
If
more
I say
examples.
age is equal to name, okay, and if I say name is equal to age,
Mhm.
and again, guys, I'm
See,
just taking the
by the
same
way,
name, so don't get
separate.
confused by
Okay,
that.
let's read
Now, if I
this.
execute, now you can
The
see
use
that
of
welcome
closed and
29, your
open
age is
reflects
20,
whether or
fresh.
not locked
Now,
in.
see one more
Okay.
thing, very important thing. Now, suppose let me change this variable, name one and age one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to replace the
Mm-hmm.
name
In
age with
closed
name one over
hashing,
here. So
which
now
is
I'm
open
assigning the
addressing,
right value inside
this
this,
object is stored
because
directly
now,
at the
now I'm
index
just
in the
trying to
hash
show you
table's
that
internal
yes, you
memory.
can define any variable that you like. Okay,
Okay.
they may
Contrast
not be
with
always same.
open
Whatever variable
hashing,
you are
none of
assigning
the
over
objects are
here,
actually
right,
stored in the
that
hash table
variable is
array.
basically
Instead,
your placeholder
once
variable.
an object has
Okay,
hashed,
so here it is. Here
exactly, it is stored in
you
a list
basically get
which is
executed, and it's pretty
separate
much
from the
simple,
hash
right?
table's internal memory.
Now suppose I have
Open
one more
hashing,
parameter.
closed
Suppose
addressing is
one
same.
more empty placeholder.
Yes,
If I execute it, now
correct.
you can see that I'm
Open
getting an
addressing,
error. The reason I'm
closed
getting an
hashing,
error because
or
this
open
empty
hashing, closed
placeholder,
addressing.
Yeah.
okay,
It will
this
confuse
empty
you a lot.
placeholder is not been defined anywhere over here. Okay,
I think there is
and
an
that is the
example.
reason we are getting this particular error. So in order to remove
In
it,
our
make sure
syllabus,
that you,
luckily, we don't
whenever
have the
you are
other
using
one.
some
So
print formatting
it's
No,
very
we
statement,
good.
you
have it.
provide
We
all the
have it
parameters
actually, Uma.
properly.
We have it. That's why
Pretty
I'm.
much simple,
Yeah,
guys.
any
Always
question,
understand
even
this
in
is your
graded or PA
placeholder.
or
You
Yeah,
can
exam,
also assign a
they
placeholder with
they might
the
ask in a
variable
different
name.
way.
This is also
That's
your
why I'm telling
placeholder.
you.
You can
We
also
have
assign
studied
a
this in CT itself.
placeholder with variable name. If you
but
are
we
not
never did a
assigning
problem of
any
storing a list in a
variable over here,
particular
that is
name.
your
But I
temporary
was
variable.
looking
The
at it.
ordering of this particular
Hmm.
parameter will matter. Okay,
We don't have
so
that
ordering of
closed
this particular parameter will matter.
addressing.
Okay, so
Google.
here it is. You can
Okay,
see
chalo. Let's move
whatever
forward.
order you are specifying over here, in that
Let's
order
move
only
forward.
all your values will get
But
displayed
this is
inside
easy,
this particular placeholder.
right?
If you give age
Okay.
first,
What is
age will
this?
get replaced over here. If you give
You can
name
solve it here
first,
only, huh?
name will
You
get
want to take it
replaced
there?
over here. So this was a simple brief overview about string formatting in Python. I hope you understood it. You can basically write a very complex print statement by using these placeholders and
Okay.
temporary variables. It
Consider
is up to
directed
you.
graph G
This is
with
just an
55
example
edges.
to show you how we can basically solve it. So I hope you like this particular video. Please do subscribe the channel. If you have not already subscribed, I'll see you all in the next video. Have a
Okay.
great day. Thank you and all.
Least.
Hello all, my name is Krishna and
Okay,
welcome to my
someone
YouTube
do this
channel.
now.
Now, today in this particular video, we'll be discussing about
Gokula, remember
iterables
during
and
quiz one,
iterators.
we
So
had
these
this
are
session
very, very
wherein
important terms,
we had
and we'll
discussed
discuss from
that for
scratch. I'll
directed
write
graphs,
each and
our
every line
edges
of
are
code
equal
in
to
front of you.
n into n
I'll try
minus
to
1.
explain. Now, first of all, if I just consider
I tried doing
iterables,
it by
so
this
if I take an
method.
example of
I'm
list,
getting the
list
answer
are
as well.
basically iterables. Why
Yes,
I'm
you
saying
won't
it
get
as
it.
literals? Because I'll just tell you.
For
Suppose I
undirected, it would
create a
have
list
been n
with
into n
some
minus 1
values like
2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
So let's read this
okay?
question here.
And then in
Consider a
my next
directed
line,
graph with
what I can do is
55
that I can
edges. So that means
quickly
there is a
print a
graph with
for loop
55
saying
edges. It
that
can be
for I
right,
in list, okay?
inward,
And I'll
outward
just
edge,
say
or
print
inward
I.
edge. Fine.
Pretty much
With
simple. I'll
least
just
number of
iterate
vertices
it through
possible.
list,
So for that
a
itself, you
list,
need to think
and
that
I'm
okay.
printing all the I
So
variables. So
the
as soon as I
vertices they are not
execute
giving
this, I can
a
see that each and
count,
every
but the
value
edges
can
they
be
are giving a
seen over
count.
here. Now, in short, we can see over here,
Right?
since
Yeah.
we are able to iterate
Okay.
through each and
Now
every
we drawn.
elements, I can call over
Let's
here
say A,
as list is
B,
iterable.
C.
Okay,
I'm drawing.
list is
Okay.
iterable. Now there is also something called as iterators. Okay, I'll just tell you the basic difference between
So for a
iterators and
directed graph
iterators. But
with
just to
6
understand
edges,
that whenever I'm
okay,
saying list
the
as
least number of
iterable,
vertices you
that
can have is
basically
3.
means all these
Correct?
values. Now, since once I have initialized list over here, these all values will be allocated
Yes.
in the memory
Everything is connected with
locations.
each other.
Now, when I'm iterating through it, that
Yes.
basically means I'm iterating through the
Okay.
memory
So
allocation, and you can see
similarly,
over here that is how it
uh,
is getting
the question
executed.
is what will be the
But
number of
now
vertices in the graph?
when I just
Okay.
consider about iterators, now just let me just show you. I'm just going to create a cell over here so that you'll be able to understand.
What is the get
Now
folder?
there is an
But
inbuilt function called
okay,
as iter.
okay.
Okay,
So you
now
how will
this
you do
iter
this here,
function
Uma? Do you
will
know how to do
actually
this?
create
Like for
or
example,
will
like
actually
just a second,
convert a
like we
list
took this
into an
particular example
iterator.
of
I'll just
ABC
tell
that
you
we
the
just
basic
showed.
definition of iterator,
So
what exactly it is. But
so if we
let
put
me just
6 is equals to
consider
edit
this.
to n minus
I'm
1,
just
we get
giving my
3.
list over
That
here, whatever
means
I have
number
defined
of
over
edges
here,
is
a
6
listing,
and
and I'll just execute
n
it.
depicts the
Now here you can
vertices.
see that the
So
output it
3 into
is
3
saying
minus
as
1,
list
that is 2. So
iterator at
3 to
this
2 is
particular
6.
memory
So we are
location.
getting the answer.
Now let me just say you some of the
Okay.
When
properties
you do the
of
same thing
iterator.
for
The first
55,
property of iterator is that, guys, over here, as soon as you
and
initialize
when
the
you do the
list,
same thing for
all the
55,
values are
you are not
actually
getting the
saved in the
answer.
memory location,
You're
different
getting
memory location.
56 as the answer.
Whereas in the case of iteration, not all the
Let's
values
take
are not
8.
stored
If
in
I
the
put 8 into 7
memory,
is equal
or
to
it is not
56.
initialized in the memory
You got it
location.
what I'm trying to say?
As soon as we call
Yeah,
one
yeah, I get the point.
function which is called as
Yeah.
next, then only that particular value will get stored in
See,
the
my
or
question here
initialized in the
is,
memory.
what
Again,
will be the
to
value
tell
for
you
5?
guys, let me
For
just
4.
repeat
Can you
it.
tell me?
So if I am
-1?
actually converted a list into an iterator,
Naraka?
what will happen is that all the values
Yeah,
will
as in
not
Hello?
be
4 into 3,
initialized in the
12.
memory. So
Mm-hmm.
unless and
We would be
until we
having
don't
12
call an
edges.
inbuilt
What
function
about
which
for
is called
5?
as next,
20,
once we call the next inbuilt
Wait,
function, then
6,
only that first element
30,
that is present inside that iterator will be
7,
initialized in the memory. Now, what does
42,
that basically mean? Now, let me do
8,
one thing. First of all,
56.
now you know that as
56.
soon as I
Okay.
use this
So, in
iter
order to
inbuilt function,
have
now if you also want to
a
see the definition
complete
of
graph
this, you
like
can
this,
see it over
okay.
here. It is basically
So,
an iterator. Okay.
and the
So
answer is
here
8,
I've
obviously.
basically given
Okay.
an inbuilt
So, seems like
value, or
how
I've
it is
given
going
a
to be that
parameter
you
which is
have 8
iterable.
vertices,
So
okay.
here list is basically iterable. Now
1,
let me just
2,
store this
3,
particular value over here
4,
in list one.
5,
And
6,
if
like
I
likewise,
execute
8
this, now
vertices
you
are
can
there,
see that
okay.
list one
But
is
I mean, if
iterable.
so, we
Okay,
can
so
clearly see
we
that
have
this is a
basically
click and
converted
everything
this
has to
list
be,
in which is an
if everything has
iterable
been connected with
into
each
an
other, then
iterable
you will get a
which is
56.
into an
Am I right,
iterator
Narka?
using this particular iter
Yes.
function. Okay,
Okay. So
so
just
here it
imagine
is
there is
stored in
only one node
list
which is
one.
missing there.
Now,
So that
how
means
do I
you'll get a
retrieve the
55.
elements inside this particular iterator? That is the main thing. Because over here,
One edge,
we
right?
we cannot
Yeah,
see
one
all the
edge. You're
elements
right,
at
Uma.
once
One edge.
because the memory is not
So we're
initialized
saying
for
the
this
least number
particular
of vertices
elements that
possible.
is present inside
So,
this list
so
iterator.
the thing
Okay.
is
Now, in
from
order to see the elements, what we
43
have to do is that
to
we have to use an
55,
inbuilt function
no,
which is called as
56,
next. Now, as
right?
soon as I write next
These many
list of
edges.
42,
one, here you
No,
can
now
42.
see
40,
that I'm getting the
42 means
first
you will have
element.
only 7 edges,
Okay, and we
7
know that
vertices,
inside this list the first element
Yes.
is 1. Again,
right?
guys,
From
only after
43 till
using the next
56 included.
function we are able to
Okay.
retrieve the
So if you
element.
are having this
Okay,
many number of edges,
now after
then
this, if I
the
execute this
graph
next
will
statement
be
again,
having
what
8
will happen
vertices.
is that it will now go and pick up the next element that is
Got the
initialized.
point?
So one by one it will be
Yes.
only initialized
So,
one by one
yes.
as soon as we
Yeah.
hit the
See,
next statement.
see
That
Uh,
this.
basically means
maybe it is
1 will
not
get stored
mentioned
in the
as
memory, 2
connected,
will get stored
so
in the
it need
memory,
not be
the 3
everything is
will get
connected to
stored in the
everything. You
memory,
can
like
have
that only.
any number of
And
edges.
the
That's
process
why
will be
maybe the
continuous,
one
that you
edge
need
is
to
missing.
understand.
If it is
Over
given
here
a
you can
connected
basically see
directed
that
graph, then
as
everything
soon as
is
I've
connected.
created a list, next, okay,
Is
which
that
is an iterable. This whole thing
sometimes
is
it will
getting
mention is
stored in the
connected
or
directly.
initialized in the memory. But
No,
in the
you
case
see,
of
like
iterator,
in that case,
only one
right
element is
after
getting
the minimum
initialized
number of
into
vertices,
memory
right?
at a time
That
only when
means
you're
if
calling
you
the
want
next
minimum
element.
vertices, then
Okay.
it has
Now
to be
similarly, if
connected,
I
right?
execute this, it will go to the next element. Again, if
ABC
I
is
execute this, it will go to
connected,
the
right?
next
Now
element.
in this example,
And
small
similarly, it will
example.
go to the last element.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
after it
See,
goes
What
to
see,
the
is
last
ABC.
the way
element, you will be
not
able to see
connected?
that we'll get an error.
Okay, done. Thank you.
because
into
it
A is
says
not
that it will
connected,
give us
correct?
an exception because there are no
Then we'll
elements
have only
inside
5
that
edges.
iterator. Okay, this is pretty much important to understand.
Once again,
Now,
Uma,
if I want to start it
see
again
this
from
black color
first,
diagram.
I just
Okay,
have to
I don't want to
execute
confuse
this.
you.
Again, I'll get the list one
Okay.
iterator.
How many
Again,
edges
I
do you
can
have?
basically continue that same
Edges.
process.
No, I mean
Now,
nodes.
this is one way of
Edge.
seeing all the
We
values
have in
inside
one
an
edge, only
iterator,
one.
and that is just one
One
by
edge is
one.
there,
Okay, by
right?
using the
And how many
next
vertices are
move
there?
function.
4.
And always remember, guys, the main
Right.
functionality
So
of
that means they are
iterator
trying
is
to
that
minimize the
whatever
possible
value is there
vertices.
inside it,
So
it
that means
will
only if
not
you
get stored or
connect them
initialized in
together,
the memory at
you
once.
can minimize
Okay,
the
only
vertices.
one by one.
Right.
It
They
will
don't
get
want to have
initialized.
more vertices.
Because understand, in some of the scenarios where you have a huge
Okay.
list of
I don't want to
values,
confuse you.
huge list of
You
values,
leave that
where
part.
you have
Okay,
a lot
whatever
of
you are thinking,
information,
right?
right?
Don't
At that
keep
time,
that
it is
there.
unnecessary to
Okay.
save
So Navika,
everything in the
once
memory,
again,
like
I'll
how
come
we are
back to
doing
you.
in a
Navika,
particular list, right? So similarly, what we
Navika,
can do is that we can
Yeah,
convert that into an
I'm drawing a
iterator,
graph
and
like
after we
this.
convert that into an
Okay.
iterator by
So
using the next statement, we can
if I
basically
have
retrieve those values.
if I
Now,
have
this is one way
2
of
edges,
retrieving those values.
okay,
The other way, what I can basically do is that I can also
can you
run a for
draw a
loop.
graph with
And always remember,
I mean, what is the
iterables can
minimum
also
number
be
of
run through a for loop, and the elements can be retrieved. And
vertices
for
I might
iterators
require
also, a for
if I
loop
have 2 edges?
can be actually implemented, and the elements
we
can
have
be
2
retrieved. So if I
edges.
write for
Yeah.
I
How
in
much? At least 2
lst1,
vertices.
okay, and if I say print
Okay,
I,
A and B. Very
here
good.
you can see that I'm getting all the
Right.
values.
So
And why I
something
have
like this we
started
can
from
have.
2? Because I
If I
executed
have
one
3
next
edges,
statement, then the pointer went and pointed to the
I need to
second
go for
element, that
another
is
vertex.
my second
Right. You
element
cannot
of the
draw
list
another one
over
there.
here. You can see that my list element is
Correct.
over here, and it pointed over
Yes.
here. This list is getting
Okay.
converted
What about
into
4
an
of 4?
iterator, right?
I can still
So
come back.
if I execute this once
Right.
again, now if
Yes.
I
I
run
don't
a
need to
for
add
loop
another
from
vertex.
scratch,
So
from
for 5
fresh,
also I don't
right,
need to add
then
another
I will
vertex.
basically
For
be
6 also
getting
I don't
all
need
the elements
need to
over
add
here,
another
like 1,
vertex.
2, 3, 4,
So
5,
3,
6,
4,
7,
5, 6.
right?
All these things
Always
can be
remember,
covered
guys,
with the third
many
edge.
people have asked me, why
Okay.
do we use
I got your
iterators?
Just
point.
imagine.
Just imagine,
Mm-hmm.
suppose your list is having million of
Okay.
elements,
Understood.
okay, million of elements, and
Uma,
Total, I told
for
the
each
word
and every
wrongly.
element, as
I
you
was thinking in
initialize
some.
in the
It is a
list, it
complete
will
graph.
get
That is
stored in
when
the
everything
memory.
is
That
connected.
much
Then we
memory
can't
will
have
be
it
required.
divided.
But if
I
I
was about to tell
convert that
that, but
whole
I
thing
told
into
it's
an
connected.
iterator, I'll not require that much
the
memory.
complete graph
Unless
cannot be
until I
divided,
don't
One,
correct?
call that
everything
particular
is connected.
element,
It
it
is
will
not
not get
mentioned as
initialized
complete
into the
graph, so
memory.
it
That
need
is the
not
most
be
important thing to
56,
understand.
right?
And that is why an
That's right.
iterator is
Yeah,
basically
instead of
used.
complete, you
Okay.
have a
Now you
selected.
see in this,
Okay.
unless I
When
have
you say
defined this
connect,
particular
then
list element, right?
that's
Now, if I
everything
convert
is
Yeah,
changing.
this
I was
into an
thinking in my
iterable,
mind is complete, but the
iterator,
word didn't
then I
come
can
what
also
I
run a for
told
loop
us
inside
wrongly.
it. That is
Yeah.
what I have actually done.
What about others?
So as soon as
Did
I
you
run a
okay, Uma,
for
you
loop, then
understood right
only
now
the
how the
thing will
answer is
get
coming on?
initialized.
Yeah.
And here, by using the next method also, you
Great.
can
Okay.
basically
What about the
retrieve
others?
different elements, and the elements will
Navika,
go on.
Navika
I
is
mean, the
done.
elements will
Okay.
get
Anwar,
displayed
Mahi,
unless and
you
until the
understood?
list is not completed or the
This will be
iterator is not completed. Once the
Okay,
iterator is
okay.
at the
Anwar,
last
are you fine?
element, again, if you try to execute the next statement, what will happen? It will
Yes.
directly give you an
Okay.
error
So
saying as stop
these are kind of
iteration.
easy questions,
Now
but
remember, this
you
for
just need
loop,
to
right? This
the
for loop, whenever
Okay.
many
Can
people
we please
might
do?
why it is
Can we
not
please
giving
do the
us that stop
238
iteration,
one? The
that is also a
238
point that you
question
should
was.
understand. Because as soon
238
as it lists
question.
the
Yeah,
What was
because
it
reaches
doing?
the
this
last element over here,
you can just
it
see
is
on
also
the
printing it and it is stopping it
because
by
this one
itself,
is
right?
topological sort.
So
I
in
think this
for
is
loop,
easy.
that stop
What do you mean by
iteration,
238?
Question
exception
number
handling is
238.
already done. Now you
Question
see
number is
this in this
336.
particular case, what
Sorry.
I'll do, I'll
Question number
just execute it once again from here.
338.
So
Okay,
here,
you want to do
so
that?
as soon as I
Yeah,
execute
the
over
AVL
here,
one. I don't.
You don't have
now
a
see,
time
now
to
this is
do
my
the
next.
rest
If
of
I
things, or
execute again one
you
over
want to
here,
go
then
early,
this is again
or what do you
executed,
say?
and
Or you want
let
to
me
Yes,
just
skip
go to
it?
the last element. Now,
it's like
as
if
soon as I go to the
I mean
last
I
element,
wanted to do
now if
this
I
one first,
execute
to be
it,
honest, because I
I'm
had a
getting
doubt
this exception, right?
on the question
Okay,
number
So this should
338,
also
and
we'll
happen
do
in the
this, and
for
then
loop.
finally we'll go there
So in
also.
the for loop, this
yeah,
particular
yeah.
exception is specifically handled,
Okay.
Actually, I have other
because it
subjects also
can
left now,
traverse
so I
to
have to
all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
revise
elements
it.
that are present inside the
Sure.
iterator. Okay. So
Uma,
as
can
soon
you be
as it
available
reaches the last element, it will
later?
come out
Yeah,
outside
one,
that particular form.
36
That
and
you should
37.
basically understand. Okay,
yeah,
so
130 is
let me
equal
just
to
show you
up
once
to
again. I'll
130.
just execute this, and
Okay,
I
okay.
will just execute this
We'll
for
finish.
you. You can see that all the elements are basically present.
Okay.
So
What is the
very
doubt here?
important thing to understand, guys. Always
How
remember,
will we do it?
list is an iterable.
Okay. So
Okay.
what will be the minimum
If you want
number
to
of
convert
nodes
this
in every
iterable
tree
into
of
an
height?
iterator,
This
you
is very
basically have to
easy.
use the iter function. There is also a way which is called as
Okay.
generator,
So what is
which
an
we'll
aerial
discuss in
tree
our upcoming videos.
of
Okay.
Where the
height
If I
height
want to
1?
difference
convert a
between
list
the
which is an iterable
between the
into an
left and the
iterator, I'll
right
basically
tree
use this
is
iter
1.
function.
So it's like
Okay.
minus
And
1
here you can
0
see
and
that
1
I've
could be
created a
the
list
degrees at
iterator
most.
object which
Correct.
is stored in
Okay.
this particular
So how
memory
if
location.
you ask me how I
The
will do it,
basic
basically,
fundamentals
we are
between
saying that
iterable
empty
and
tree is
iterator is
0.
that
That
if I
means
consider
if I
this
have
list,
one vertex,
once I initialize
right?
it, right? all
let's say,
the
but
values are getting
hmm?
stored in
So
or
the
initialized in
height
some
is going
memory
to be
location. But if I convert this
going to be
list
one.
into an
And the structure
iterator,
is going to be
the
just a zero.
memory will
I mean,
not be
just a node,
initialized
right?
initially. Okay, only
This
Yes.
is
when
the
we will
tree
be
structure.
calling the next
Okay. So
function,
if I
like how
have
we
two
have called over
vertices,
here,
right,
then only one by
height
one
will
element
become
will get
like this.
initialized unless and until we
Correct.
don't execute everything.
Hmm.
Height is
Suppose
two.
if I just execute
Okay.
one
So
time
for the
this next of
height
list one,
three,
it will go and point to the first
what
element,
should I do?
right? So internally there is also a pointer. That element
Okay.
will get
So this will
initialized
be
in
on
the
the
memory.
left.
And
Whatever
again,
we
if
have
I
on the
execute
top will be on
next
the right.
of that
Then you can
particular
put it like this.
iterator, that
So
will
this is the
go and
structure.
point to the next
Shall I say something?
next item,
Go ahead.
whichever
Go ahead.
item is actually
Yeah, there
present
is a
over here.
formula, Gokul.
So it will
S of
then display
is
you
equal
to,
to S of
you can
h
see in
minus
this
1
particular
plus S
example.
of h minus 2
Suppose I'm
plus 1. That
printing
is,
it
you
for the
can
first
apply
time, it
directly
has
and just
printed
go
1,
ahead and
right?
take it.
So it is pointed
What would
to
just
this
Uma please
particular
come again?
first value,
S
and
of
it is got
h
initialized
equal
also.
to
If I
whichever height
again
is
execute
given.
it,
If you
it will
want to
go and
find,
point to the next
you have
one.
to
And
use the
similarly, like
formula.
this, it will
S
go
of
till
h
the end
minus
of the
1
loop.
plus S of
Okay.
h minus 2
And always
plus 1.
remember,
This is
iterator
the
can also
formula
be
for getting the
traversed by
height of the
using
iterator.
for loop. And
Yeah,
always
it is a
remember, the
lengthy
stop
calculation
iteration
because from
exception
7
is
and
already handled
given that consider the
with the
height,
help of
right?
this
So S
particular
of
formula.
0 is 0,
So this is
S of
all about
1
this
is 1.
particular video. I
So it is
hope
kind
you
of
understood.
recurring. You will
I
find for
hope you
2,
got some
then 3,
idea. I
4,
hope
5,
you understood
6, 7.
why
That's what
we
I'm
are
trying to do.
specifically using
I
iterators
know. I
and what is
just
the
telling
basic
that there is
difference
a
between
formula. I'm
iterables.
telling.
Uh-huh.
Now just
Wait,
imagine
where
if
are
your
you?
list had
I'm telling
million of
which one.
elements. At that time, it is
Navika?
always good that you store
Yeah,
that
yeah,
as an
I
iterator
understood. 0.
and just
Okay, S
call
of
those
0 is
elements
0
whenever
and
it is
S of
required.
1
Then only
is
it will get
1.
initialized in the memory.
Then
So
S
this
of
was all
2
about this
is
particular video. I hope you like it. Please do
how
2.
subscribe this
much?
channel if you have not already
What?
subscribed. I'll see you all in the next
0,
video.
0,
Have a
right?
great day ahead. Thank you
So
very much.
S
Yeah.
of 2 is like.
Hello all, my name is Krishnak and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today in this particular
So the
video we'll be
previous one,
discussing about a
the
very
previous
important
second previous
library which
one
is
plus
called as
1.
Okay.
PyForest.
Okay.
Now PyForest is pretty much
So
useful
So
2.
library guys because recently I've
1
used
plus
this
1,
and
2.
I found out a lot of usage of this. So in
So
short, it
Okay, and
imports
suppose
that's how.
most of the Python
Yes,
data
yes,
science
yes.
now
libraries
you just
just by
add these
installing
two.
this
Okay.
PyForest libraries in
Sorry,
Yeah.
your
this is 3.
environment.
This is 4
So it
actually.
imports all the popular Python data science libraries so that they are always there when you
Right
need
hand side
them.
is
If you
height.
don't use a library, it won't be imported. So first
So
of
just
all, I'll
add
just
these
go
two
and
plus 1.
open an
How much is that?
Anaconda prompt
4.
and show you how you can basically
Right?
install this particular
For height
library.
Yes.
4,
So just you need to write pip install
add the remaining
and
previous
you have to
plus
write
1, which is
as
7. For height
PyForest.
5, can you tell me? Add these two
Once you
plus
do
1.
this, it'll get automatically installed. It will take
Add
somewhere
what to?
around 30
Sorry, I was
seconds for
just
you to
writing
install.
down.
And once it is
Add
S
installed,
of
now
I
currently I have
is
installed in
basically
my
S of
laptop, so you can see that
uh,
requirements already
4 plus S
satisfied.
of 3 plus
And
1,
this is
right?
the location where it
So
is
it
got
is
installed.
12.
Now what I'll do is that I will
good.
quickly go
So what
and
about for
copy
6?
and paste one URL from where we'll be reading some CSV file with the help
20.
of read underscore
Very
CSV.
good.
Now
What
you
about for
know that
7?
read underscore CSV is an
Yeah,
inbuilt function
33.
of pandas, right? Over here, I've just
And that's
used
the
alias
answer.
name like PD. I can also use
Easy.
PD1 if I want. Okay, so
Yes,
alias is
yes.
not a concern
This is
over
direct
here.
question.
The main thing is
Okay.
about the
What other
inbuilt
question you are
function.
doubting?
Now, as soon as I execute
This
this,
one.
I'm not imported any
So
pandas library, but here you can see that it has got executed
We did
successfully.
something
And this
similar
is
in
all
school,
because of
I
this
think.
PyForest library. Now, if I
yeah,
go
can
and
someone
write
just
ef
put the
dot
number
head,
of the question
if
that
I
we didn't
see
do?
this, you will be able to see the
337
result.
and 38, right? I mean
Now,
337
how
and
do we understand that
336.
how many libraries has got imported in? And as I told that whenever we require it, it will get imported only. And just by code that you are writing, any
Okay.
inbuilt function
Go
that
ahead.
you're using, it
What
will
do you want to
import
do?
that
How
specific
should do
library.
how
So
to
if
do
I
this?
execute one command called
Uma?
as active imports, now you can
Actually,
see
I
over
know only the
here,
brute force. It's
Pandas
a
has got
lengthy calculation,
imported
so I
very
don't know
easily,
any.
right? Even though I
I
have not
haven't
imported in
practiced
the
Gokul.
initial stages.
We have to do
Similarly,
the
what I can
brute
do is
force
that I
only.
can also
What is
use
the minimum number
matplotlib
of
and we can also use
multiplication
numpy.
required?
So let me just
Just go ahead.
create some
Are these the
list like
computations?
lst1, lst2, and
So
I'll try to plot
I do
this
not know
with the
anyhow.
help
But
of
I just watched YouTube, so I didn't
matplotlib.
What's the
have.
length
So
equation?
in
Can
order
you tell
to
me?
use
Yeah,
matplotlib,
I
I'll
have
use
to calculate
plt.plot.
two
And
matrix,
again, guys, this
then
alias
see.
can be
Okay,
anything.
take it
Okay,
like it.
you will
I
not
write it
have
as A1,
concern with
A2,
respect to
A3,
the
A4, right?
alias. The main thing is
Yeah.
that
You
it will
have to
just go and
whatever
see
I
whether the
learned in the
inbuilt
video.
function
I have
is
only
getting
learned.
mapped
You
to that
have to
particular
make a
library or
matrix
not.
table.
So here I'm going to plot list1
Stop
now.
and list 2,
calculation.
and I'm going to say
You have to
plt dot
calculate
x
first A1,
label.
A2. It is like a
I'm going to say
Daniel provide
x-axis,
inductive structure, no? So you store it A1, A2,
and
A2, A3,
then I'm going to say
A3, A4,
plt dot y label,
then use
and
that, and
then
we are
I'm also
going
going
to
to say y-axis.
get into 1, 4. We actually what we need
After
is
that, I'm going to say
scalar method 1
plt
to
dot
4. We are
show.
going to multiply 4
And here you can
matrices.
see that
We have to come
once
to
I
that
execute this particular
matrix
line of
tabulars of
code,
1, 4. So
automatically
it's
the
But we
not
can do this
mat.net
easily. You don't need to
library, I
do
mean
such.
the visualization graph
that's
is
what
getting
I
Can we
did.
do
created over here. And if I again write active
Who was
underscore
saying something?
imports. Now you'll be able to see two libraries, right?
I was
Because I've
saying
used this also
we did
matplotlib.
something. I
So
don't
now
know
you
that
have
it wasn't the
pandas
same
and
question for
matplotlib that
sure,
has
but
got
it was
imported.
similar to that,
Similarly, you can also
where
use
we
arrays,
did like, for
numpy
example,
arrays. So I
10
can
into
write
5
pt
into
dot
20. If
array,
you just
and
you
here
know take the
you can
first two
basically give
But
matrices
there is
a
an
and
list
then
of
order.
values
There
like
is a
1,
way
2,
to
3,
do
4,
that.
5,
okay.
and
You
here
can't directly
automatically
take
array
a
will
random
get
order. If you
created.
do it in a
Now,
smarter
if
way,
I
you will
try
get
to
it in a
again
minimal
use
way.
active
So
underscore
I'm
inputs,
just
you can
guessing
see that
something.
numpy is also
Okay,
got
first
imported.
let's do
Similarly, you can also
A2,
go ahead with
A3.
cbond. So suppose
Okay,
I'll create a
the
data
total
frame
number of
which is like pd dot
are
read
they saying
underscore
about the
csv, and here
multiplications?
I have a
Yes.
data set called
So
as
for
mostly
A2,
friends.
A3,
Okay,
the,
so once
the
I
total will
execute
be
it,
like
now
5 into 10.
cbond
That
has
is
one
what
inbuilt
it is going
function
to be.
called as
Now number of
list2.
calculations is going to be
And if I give
5 into 10
df
into
of, let me just show you what all variables are here.
just
So if I
1000.
write df1 dot head,
Correct?
you can see that I have various data like this kind of
1000
columns that I'm
calculations, right?
using.
5
I'm
into
taking this
20 into
data
10.
set from Kaggle. You can also try with any
Yes,
Okay.
data set.
yes.
What
So
I'll do is that
now
I'll
you're
write
left with
df1 of
10 cross
y
5
and I'll try
and
to
10
create
cross 15
this
and
plot.
5 cross
So
10.
once I execute this, you'll
So,
be able to see a
um,
wonderful graph, right? So this is your histogram and this plot
so
and
choose
this
the
is your
one with
probability
the
density
middle
function.
values
And if you
with the
again
bigger
write
values.
active underscore
So in this
imports, you'll
case,
be able to see
10
the library
and
has got
these two.
imported. So you can see
Okay.
cbon is also getting imported and it is
So
mapped to the
you
LAS.
can look at that.
So
Okay.
pretty much
A4.
amazing library which I have
A4
recently
should
used.
be on the right hand
And
side.
as you know
That
that
means
whatever I get to know, I'll
A2,
definitely be
A3 will
sharing
be
with
on the
you.
left hand side.
Just try it in your use cases. Try to
Correct.
use this. And again,
Okay.
this is a
If you
very
We
do it,
do
important
it.
technique. Only when
Like
you're
how?
using the inbuilt function,
What
only
made you
that
do
time
it
only
like
the
this?
libraries will
A2,
get
A3.
what
automatically
maybe
installed.
I just
So I
want to
hope you
confirm the
like this
answer so that I
particular
can tell
video.
you that.
Please do subscribe the
Okay.
channel if you're not already
Okay.
subscribed.
So
Please share
A2,
with all your
A3.
friends
So
who
if you
require this kind of
what
help.
was the A2,
We'll see
A3?
you
It
on
is
the
5
next
cross
video.
10.
Have a great
Right?
day ahead. Thank you, Manila.
This we are multiplying it
Hello
with
all, my
a
name is Krishna and welcome
10
to my
cross
YouTube channel.
15.
Today in this particular
So what
video,
is
we'll
this going to
start
be?
the OOPS tutorial in Python where we'll be
It is going to
discussing
end up
about
with 5 cross
classes,
15.
inheritance,
And
how to create
the number of
static
calculations, how
methods,
much is it?
how to implement inheritance with the help of
15 5s
Python,
are
how to create
25 and 7
instances inside
50.
the class, and we'll also discuss about private
Okay. So now
variables,
that we are
public
done with
variable, and
all those
public
things,
variables
so we just
also,
need to multiply
which
this
is
with
basically just
A1.
kind of data abstraction.
A1
We'll
times
also try to
blah blah
see what
blah.
is encapsulation in Python, how
A2,
to do it with
A3
the help of
into
OOPS concept.
A4.
So there are a whole
This is
lot
the
of
whole
things that is
thing.
going to
So
come
it
into
should
this
be
particular
what is
tutorial,
A1?
and we'll
10
discuss in
cross
depth
5
itself. So let us go ahead and try to understand what
multiplied
exactly
with
is class. So the
5
first question
cross
is what
15.
is class? Now
Okay.
you can definitely
So
define as
this
a
will end
class
up
as a
in
something
10
like
cross
a real
15
world object.
matrix.
Now if I
Right.
take an
And the
example of
total
car,
for
car
the
is one
above
a real
is
kind of a real world object
again
in short.
750.
And
And
inside
are we
car
ending up
you
with
have various
2500?
attributes like
Yes.
you have
You will
windows,
My,
you
define
my,
have doors, right? These are
how?
basically
maybe
I'll
you
tell you
will
how.
and we can
pick
also
this
define some of
correct
the functions inside a car.
parenthesis. I don't
Some
know
of the functions are like
Yeah,
you use car
I'll
for
tell you.
driving
I mean,
purpose,
I just wanted to confirm it.
and
Okay.
each and every
A2
driving,
is
like when you're driving
5
that
cross
particular car, there
20.
are different speeds that you'll basically be noticing in
A3
car.
is
Okay,
20
like
cross 10.
if you select some car like
A4
Audi and
10
BMW, right,
cross
they will
15.
basically be having
Okay.
high speed
Uma, the
and
point
pretty
is
much good smarter
uh,
features. So
take two
in
matrices,
short, if I
okay,
just
which
talk
has
about
the
class, they
like if
are
you
a real
multiply
world
these
object which
two,
has some
these two are
properties,
the maximum
attributes, and
among
functions.
all the
So we'll
things.
try to see how we
Okay.
can actually
So it will
define
decrease
So
in
a
price.
class with
That's
the
what
help
you
of
mean. Okay.
Python.
yeah, I'm
So first
just
of all, in
deleting
order
this,
to
like removing
define
this.
a
So
class
A2,
with the
A3
help
will
of
become 5
Python,
10.
you have to use a
Yeah, got
keyword called
it.
as class. So
Okay,
let me
now
just
see
define
5 and 10 you have
class as
like
one
so if
car,
you multiply this and this,
and
it is just
inside this
5.
I
So
want to
here you
define
have
some of
10.
the properties. But
So you remove
initially,
this
before
5
defining
and
any
15.
properties, I'm going to make this class as an
Yeah.
empty class.
Okay.
So for making this
Okay,
particular
so I
class as
mean
an empty
finally you
class,
just
I'll
have two
just write
matrices. So
pass.
you multiply
That
these two.
basically means I
So
don't
Are
have
you
going by
getting?
any
kind of least,
properties defined
you
yet
are
inside this
reducing
particular
the
class.
bigger one. That's
And
what it dimensions, right?
initially, I'm
Correct,
just
correct,
showing
correct.
you one
It
bad
looks
way
easy
of
now, but I
creating a
don't know
class.
exam
And
how
later on,
it's
we'll
going to
try
be.
to
Okay,
move
good.
towards writing
It,
some
Oh,
it will work.
proper
It will
manner,
work
like
for
how
sure.
should we actually define a class and how should we define all the
Okay.
Okay,
properties and functions
you
of a
just just refer. I mean, we
So
have done this earlier
let us
also. You
go
just
ahead.
refer
Now,
which
in the
week it
next
is.
statement, what I'll do
Okay,
is that we can
just refer that
initialize
video.
an
We have done
object
this
from this
in the
particular
same way,
class.
not in a
Now, an
lengthy way.
object. So, in short,
I'll try
if I just
giving
talk
some
about
other
this
Sorry,
particular
summary.
Aman,
class
thank you for
car,
giving
it
us.
is basically
I
a
mean,
blueprint,
since more
right?
people are
So,
contributing for the
instances can
discussions,
be
so
created
I
from
feel
this
like our
particular
sessions are
class.
giving
So,
more
if I
knowledge
just
out of
consider
than
one
other
car as
things.
one class, you can have any number of classes
Maybe
which
I'll
can
take
be
some other
derived from that
sum, then
particular
I'll
class,
apply
which can
this
be
and check.
instantiated from
Do
another
we
class.
have some?
I think I should not say derived, but
Maybe
instead I
we
should say
graded.
instantiated.
Do we have
So
it?
let me just show you how to
Which
instantiate
week is it?
from that
I'm
particular
not
car
very sure.
class. So
Is
first
it
of all, I'll say car1, and
9?
here for
Matrix multiplication. Yeah,
instantiating, I'll
9.
just use the
Graded
same
assignment.
class, and this is
Navika,
basically
if we
just like a
have one such
constructor.
thing, so shall we
Okay,
quickly do
so
that?
if you are from other
Yeah,
programming
sure.
background like
Proceed
.NET
and
and Java, you
Yeah.
basically write
we'll
like this one.
practice.
So once I execute it, okay, it is saying the class is not. Oh, sorry, it should not be
Matrix
class. Here I'm
multiplication.
going to write it as car.
You can check in the practice
So
assignment
car
maybe.
with
Oh
which
no,
I
no,
don't
open
is
have.
and
it
close
is it here?
braces. Now I'll execute it. If I
Which I
just go
don't
and
have it.
execute car one,
I'll be
you can
having
see
in
that
my
it
hang
is
in my
basically
other
a
finger.
car object is basically created at this particular memory location. Now, if I want to define some properties, suppose I
Practice
want to
assignment
define
for
like
week
this.
9 was
So I'm going to say that uh,
I don't know.
car one dot windows. I'll just say that how many windows it may
Only for week
probably
11
have.
we didn't
So
have it.
I'm going to initialize it to 5. Okay. So I may also say that it has another properties like how many number of
Yeah.
doors it has, right? So here you know that for a particular car it
Okay.
has 4 doors, right? And I'm not just
Right.
considering the back part, but instead how many doors are present
No,
in that
have one.
particular car.
No.
Now when I execute this, I've created this particular instance. Now if I go and see the car one dot
Can you
windows,
just tell me,
right?
like,
So here you'll be able to
once
see that
again, what was the idea
it'll
behind
just give
choosing
you the
A2 and
option that
A3?
how many windows
Because
it has. It
they
has
give the
somewhere
least
around 5.
number of
Like this, in the similar way, you can
size of
create
the
any number of
matrix. Is that
objects. So
the
I can say
case?
car 2 of
Uma, did you
car. Now
understand
this
her
is an
question?
another instance, okay?
Yeah.
And this instance
See,
is not
Navika,
similar
the
to this
ultimate your
instance.
aim
Over
is to
here again, you
reduce the
can
size
define
so that your
car 2
multiplication
dot
will get reduced. So instead of
windows.
a big number
Suppose
of
this particular
multiplication,
car has
the
3 windows.
dimension you have to
Suppose I'm
try
just
to
taking as
reduce the
an example.
dimension and pick
This
that
car just
particular.
has
See,
2
if you go
doors,
by
right? So something
not
like
with the
this.
Goku's
Now, if I
choice,
go and
your
print
end
this
dimension will be
particular
very big.
car
He
information
has
now,
cancelled the 20, right?
so here
If
you can see
not, if
that
you
car
cancel
dot
the
windows, it
first,
is showing me
you're
3.
not going to end
Now,
up in a
remember
smaller
guys, over
dimension. You're
here,
going to end up in a bigger
when I'm
dimension,
creating
right?
this
Yes.
properties over
Okay.
here,
If it
it may
doesn't
be
cancel
that
20,
if I
you're going
use
to
this
end up in a
particular
20.
approach,
So that
some
is going
person
to
may
be
also
drastically
create
increase your
another
number of
property inside this.
multiplications.
So
So
suppose
that's
I
why
say car
we
2
have to
dot
try the
suppose
choice, but he
engine
has
type.
told this idea.
So here
The
I'll
aim
say
is
the
to
engine
Minimize the
type is
size
petrol.
now.
yeah,
Suppose
Okay.
I'm
I
just saying
understood.
that.
minimize
Okay,
the number of
so
multiplications in such a
I'll
way.
just write it as engine
So it
type
depends on the rows and column,
and
right?
I'll execute it. Now
Okay.
you can see a way if I print it,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Got it.
And if
Thanks.
I write car 2 dot engine
Shall
type,
we
you
try
can see that it
with
is showing
one
me
other thing so
petrol.
that Uma, you also will be
Now,
confident with the method?
it may be happening in such a way that
Okay.
if I have not
Hmm?
fixed the number
So
of
give me something.
attributes, right? Any number of
10
attributes can
comma
be
5.
created by the developer. So this is a very bad
Make sure you
approach.
have the,
Now, in order to make this
have
approach
it in
right,
order,
what
proper
we
order,
do is
because
that now
see,
I'll just go
so
back
10
to my
5
car
520
class.
20
Now, instead
20
of
10
just
10.
using
Likewise,
cars,
you should
right?
have two
There
numbers
is a
repeating.
very good inbuilt function
Okay, you
inside
should start with
cars.
5
How
comma
do you see that inbuilt function? Suppose
23.
here is my
May I take
car
it like
one,
this?
right? If I write
Okay.
dir
Then
of car
23
one,
into
Hmm,
8.
and if I execute it,
great.
here you'll be able to
We'll
see
put
one
more,
very
okay?
good
We'll
inbuilt
put more,
function
not a
which is
problem.
called
Easily
as
we'll do.
underscore underscore init
Hmm.
underscore underscore. Now this
8 comma 11.
particular init
11,
function
okay, 11
is
into
basically
50.
it acts like a
5 0.
constructor.
Nice.
You know, so if you are from other
Okay.
programming
I'll
backgrounds,
sum,
so
and the answer
you
is
probably may be knowing
6610.
what is a constructor.
Okay.
So
We'll see if
constructor
you're getting the
basically
same.
gets used in order to initialize how many number of properties are getting used inside that particular class. Okay,
Okay.
so what I'll do is
Reduce
that
the
I'll
last bit
define this
into some
particular
other to small
uh,
number. It will be easy
I'll
for
call
us
this
for
particular
calculation.
initializer or
No, no,
I'll say it
I'll
as
use a calculator.
constructor.
Let's just
So I'm
try to
calling
do this.
this. And here,
Uma, according to
inside this,
my
first
logic,
of all,
what
you
are
will be
we supposed to
using
do
a
first?
self parameter. Now,
Reduce
this
2 and
self
3.
parameter
5 into
plays
8.
a very, very important role,
Correct.
guys. I'll
So
just tell you in a while what
23,
exact
right?
role it
We are
plays.
going to remove
Now,
the
what you have to
23.
do is that
So
while
that
you are
means 5
initializing
into
the
23 into
object
8. That's
of
going
a
to be the
particular
first one.
car, like how you're initializing over here,
Okay.
it is always
I'm just going to
possible
write it
that you
here.
need to
Okay.
provide
Later we
how many
multiply. Go ahead.
parameters or how many
So now
attributes it is
see
going to
the
It's
consider
matrix.
2.
inside that particular car.
5
So now
comma
So
it
8.
is
here I can say that okay, window is
9, 8
one
into 11, right?
attribute, okay, door is
Yeah,
one
very good.
attribute, and engine
This
type is
part,
one
right?
attribute. Suppose I've
11. You
considered
cancel
three
11. 8
parameters.
into
Now inside this, I will start creating my
40.
own
8 into 8
variables.
into
Not
That is
11
the
into
attributes inside
50.
that particular car. So
yeah,
in order
correct.
to
So now
do
I
that,
get
I
8
will be
comma
using
50.
this self attribute.
Go ahead.
The
Then
self
you can
is
remove it.
basically
So 5
getting
into
or
50.
it is
The 50
considering
number is
this
a wrong
particular
choice. You
object.
could have
It is
chosen
basically
something.
directing to that
Fine.
particular object,
50 is easy,
saying
Uma.
that
It's
for
fine.
this object, right?
5 into
For
50.
You
this
did not give some
object, we are
43,
going
right?
to initialize for one
5 into 50.
parameter or an
So
attribute
5 into
what
8
value
into
it should
50
have. I
Yeah.
hope it is
at the
making you
calculation. So
understand,
this
but
will
Now it
let's
is
become
see
as
an
10 into
example
50.
over here. Now I'll write self dot,
10
right? Self
comma
dot, I'll
5.
say that, okay,
So
my
5
first
and 5 will
attribute is
cancel.
my window. So I'll say
So
windows
10
is equal to
10,
this
okay. 10
particular
into
window value which
5
I'm
into
assigning
50.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then
Yeah.
what I'll do is that I
Quickly
will
we'll do the
go to my
calculations.
next line. I'll say self dot door is
Deleted.
equal to
No problem.
doors. Okay, and
5
we'll make it
into
as doors.
23
Now
into
this is
8.
the attributes that is present inside this particular car object. Then after that, I'll just write self dot
920.
engine type is equal to engine type.
88 into 50.
Now, once I execute it, you can see that it has got executed perfectly. Now,
Okay.
we have some
440.
information over
Other
here.
setting
First of
I'll
all,
be
we
able to
have
calculate
defined
it.
a
25
class
into
called
8,
as
it's
car,
going to be 200,
and
2000.
inside the init
Okay.
function, it is
This is
basically
10, right?
creating three attributes. One is
Yeah.
windows,
Yeah. So it's
doors,
a
and
25.
engine type.
It's
Now, if
2500.
I want to
Okay.
initialize this
Yeah.
variable again,
I'm
or
kind of
if I want to
okay with
initialize an
the
object
calculations.
from
Oh,
that
wait, was
particular
this
car class,
4400?
first of all, if I
My
just
God.
execute this like this, right, it will give us this kind of error.
Huh?
It will say that
Yes, right? Yeah,
init missing
4400.
3
And
required
was the previous
positional
one
arguments:
fine?
window, door, and engine type.
Is it going
So
to?
in
That is
order to do this, what
wrong,
I'm going
right?
to do, I'm going to
It will be
provide the
more than
parameters like
6600 for
4,
sure.
5,
Yeah.
engine type. Suppose I say
So
it as petrol.
yeah, see, our choice was
Okay.
wrong.
And guys, I'm just taking
My
an
God.
example. Don't consider that engine type
That's what
needs
I was
to be
thinking
petrol,
because
or
we are
it
still
can be of
ending up in
various
the
versions also.
50,
So once I
no?
execute it,
Total.
now you
That
will be
might
able to see
increase.
that
Can you
it has
just
got
change the number
executed
and let us try
successfully.
one multiplication
Okay.
with it?
Now the
50.
most important thing, what is happening as soon as I call this particular class?
50 will
Now you should
increase your
understand, guys, over here, as soon
multiplication.
as I call this particular class, by default,
Okay.
this init method is called, because this is my constructor. This will initialize the variable or the
Is
attributes
5
that I have
okay?
defined
5
over
is
here,
also fine, right?
and what value it should have, it will take from this particular parameter.
If we do it correctly,
Now
did
here
it?
you can
And
see that
that's
when I
also
write
my doubt.
car,
We
okay,
reduce
and I
8 to
provide the
8 3, right?
parameters at 4 comma 5 comma petrol, right? This is getting initialized for this particular
5
variable. So window is
into, wait,
basically
let's
having
check.
4,
5
door
into
is
23
basically
into
having the
8.
value as 5,
That's the first
engine
one.
type is
And then
basically having
8
the
into 11 into
petrol
50.
string. Now,
Fine.
what about this particular
Then
self?
5
Now, this
into
self is basically getting
8.
initialized for this particular
Somewhere
object.
mistake.
So
Okay,
this
here,
self
last two
take the
you did it.
reference of this particular
No,
object,
we got
and
8
for
to
this
8
object,
3, 3,
the
right?
Windows attribute will be set to this particular value.
Hmm?
The door
Then
attribute will be
we
set to
did
this
it wrong
particular
way.
value,
We should not
and
take
the
this 8
engine type
11 and
will be
11
set to
50,
this
right?
particular
Already we
value.
have done
And
8 2
this
into
is
8
what
3.
I am actually explaining you about. Now, as soon as I created this
8 2
particular
into
instance,
8
let me
3.
just
Wrong
create
answer.
another instance
See,
saying
write it
as
as
car.
A to A1, A to
And
3, then
here
it will
I'm
be
going to
easy.
say that, okay, it is 3
We
comma
did,
4 comma
actually, we
diesel.
did the
Suppose I say it as
second and
diesel.
third matrix, no?
Okay. Now, once I execute this, right?
How
So
many
this
you
has
have
got
given? How many
executed
matrix you
successfully.
have
Okay, you
given?
see over here. Now, what I'll go and do, I'll
5.
just create a
Just
cell
50
below.
only.
And now let me
Okay.
write it as print
Oh,
car1
you have given 5.
dot
Okay.
windows.
Okay, then
So you
it's
can see
fine.
this.
Okay,
I'm
let me
calling this
maybe
attribute, right? So as soon as this is getting executed, you can see that the car1 windows is actually 4. That will get printed. So once I execute it, I'll just go up. You can see the output is
Can you
basically
do
4,
4?
right?
We
Now,
don't.
similarly, you can
I
do
don't
a
think we'll
whole
get 5.
whole
We
lot
can
of
do
things
4.
with respect to this. We can also see different
Just 1
features
minute.
that are
Just
or
1 minute.
different attributes that are basically present. So if
Just
I write
thank you.
car2 dot for the car2, I have actually selected a doors as 4. So let me go and print
Okay.
this particular value.
So you
Now
want
you
to
can
do
see
what?
that I'm still getting 4. Okay.
With
Let me
4
just
matrices,
print
huh?
the engine type
Just a
Yeah,
if
that's
matrix.
you
fine.
are interested into that also. So here
It
you
will
can
be a
basically
tedious
see that the
process.
engine type is actually diesel,
I'll just
right?
remove this.
So this is how you actually define an initialization
Is this fine?
constructor, and this is pretty much
Yeah, at
simple
least
and
you can check
easy.
whether
Now let me just show
logic
you
is correct.
one more thing.
I'll make this as 20
I can
for
also
easy
create
calculations.
one method saying that
Yeah, yeah.
what suppose I want to
But
understand
11
like
is
what
fine,
is
I
the
think.
engine type from this
11
particular
should be
method. Suppose I write it over here as saying as define
Gokul, like this
type
is getting
underscore
recorded
engine.
now, so can
Suppose
I
this
just
is my
watch
method.
this later
Or
on?
just let me just show you that
Because
I'll
I
say that,
really
okay,
have to
one of the
revise other
method of the car
subjects also.
is like
So you
self
want to
So
go
I
driving.
now?
just,
Okay. So
yeah,
self
I thought
driving
of
is
just
one of the
quickly just dropping
method
off.
of the class. So
Okay,
I'll
I'll
okay.
say
watch
that
the video.
again, the
Yes.
parameters over here will be given as
Okay,
self.
thank you so
The reason
much.
I'm
Bye.
giving it as self
Bye
because
bye.
if I give
All the
self
best.
over here, I'll be able to
520 into
access
8.
these attributes that I have initialized in the initialization constructor. So I'll say self and then I'll say it as engine type.
5
Okay.
into 8 into
Now
11.
in the self driving, it will just return some message
Wait,
saying
Gokul,
as
you have
that
done 2, 3, no? Now what are we doing?
this is
So I
a
did this and this.
petrol or
Now I'm doing
diesel
this and
car,
this.
and I'll
Okay,
use dot
okay.
format
So 5 into 8 into 11.
and I'll
Okay.
replace this placeholder with
So which will
self dot
511,
engine type.
right?
Okay.
So 10
So
into
let
5
me
into
just
11.
remove this. I don't want to provide this parameter because I'll not require it in short. Okay. So this is what this particular function is doing. And this function
10,
is present inside this
800.
particular car class, right? So as soon as I execute
It's
this, I'll
going
execute
beyond, I think.
car1
Till
and let
440.
me go below and just call car1
No, this is coming correctly.
car1 dot
Okay.
self
Let's
underscore
not
driving.
think.
Now, if I
Yeah.
call self underscore driving,
Huh?
one thing that usually should
Maybe this is
happen is
not
that it
not
should
meant for
return
this.
this
I don't
particular
know.
message
This
Yeah,
theory.
saying that
somewhat.
this is a
I don't know
petrol
where
car,
we made a
right?
mistake over there.
And over here you can see
No,
that
what is the
it
answer
is
here?
taking
We
self, right?
getting is
Now
9.
self will have the value of the engine type from this particular object, because this self is
17.
nothing but it is a reference to this particular object. So when I execute this over here, you can see that
No, where
it is
I
showing
went
me.
wrong here.
Okay, so I have to call up my
Again,
sorry.
Okay, fine.
So here you can see that it is giving me a message saying that
What
this is
is
a petrol pump.
25?
Pretty much simple, guys. You can understand that
It's
these are
correct.
my
This is also
properties,
correct.
right? These are my
Maybe
properties inside my car.
shall I
This
tell you
is
one
the
thing?
method
Maybe for
inside my
five,
car. Now, this car can be
the
inherited by an
things
Audi
will be
car,
different. Maybe the
BMW
last
car,
two, then this two.
Maruti
Maybe
car,
that
or
will
any
be the
kind of
optimal
car that
solution.
you want. And
What do
I
you
hope
mean?
you
Last
got the
two?
basic idea of
You're
how
taking
to
one by one.
create.
Instead
And this
of
is a
that,
very good way of
maybe
creating
that
a
would
class.
give
In
you
fact,
answer.
in
Two and three
most
and three,
real
then
world
four and
IT
five
industry also
will take.
everybody uses this technique
That
where they'll be
combination
creating
would
an
be less.
initialization
You're taking one by
constructor,
one instead of
where
that.
they'll be using
Two
different
and three
different
and
inbuilt
then four
functions
and
to
five. That's
basically
what we
define all the classes. And the main use of is
we
that,
get in the
guys,
day.
you will
Okay,
be able to
then I
Now
can.
we are
reuse
doing the
this
same way,
class
right?
many number of times in
Yeah.
different
Okay.
purpose.
Maybe.
It helps you to do the reusability
Okay,
technique that
Google.
we
I also
usually
have to leave
require
now.
when we are writing some
Okay,
complex
Oma.
scenario
Then we'll
coding,
see
right?
that.
So
Thanks. Yeah.
this was
Thanks a
some
lot,
basic
Google. Thank
understanding
Okay.
about the
Bye
whole
bye.
tutorial with
Yeah,
respect to
Mahi, you want to
Can
say
classes.
we
something?
In my
can
next
we
video, I'll
discuss
be
one
teaching
thing
you
like
more about
Hoffman coding?
inheritance and different concepts
How to
in
find the
OOPS,
length?
that is object-oriented programming
Uh,
language. So I
what
hope
do
you
you mean
like
with the
this
Does
link?
particular
the
video. Please do subscribe the
method
channel if you have not already
Yeah,
subscribed. I'll see you all in the
may I
next
send you
video.
the
Have a
link
great
of
day
that?
ahead.
We have
Thank you
discussed
and
it yesterday. Mahi?
okay?
hello
Yeah,
all.
I
My
mean,
name is
it was
Krish Naik and
really
welcome
that
to
was
my
yesterday
YouTube
was a really
channel.
good session
So guys,
on
we
that.
are going to start the
Okay,
advanced
okay,
Python series.
Hmm?
I've already uploaded
okay.
many videos on Python
Okay.
in my complete
Like
machine learning playlist. There
Yeah,
were many
and
of my
you,
subscribers
Anwar,
who
you
were
have any
suggesting
questions
me,
to
Krish,
ask?
please upload more advanced session of Python,
That's all I think. Not
and
many
I'll be
questions.
starting this particular series. This
not
all
yet,
videos will be
Gokul,
added in the
but
same playlist in the
I'm
same order
basically
only.
like
After the basic Python,
I'm
we are
yet
going to
to
add this, that is the
dive into
advanced Python series.
intensely.
And
So
in
last
this,
that
the first
grade is
topic that we are
then I
going
need
to
to revise.
understand is exceptional handling.
Okay, okay.
Now, guys, remember this video will be around 15 to
Yeah,
16 minutes.
Priyanshu,
I'll
you have
try
any
to
questions?
completely, detailedly discuss about
No, Gokul,
exceptional
no.
handling. Before
Okay,
going
then
ahead,
chill.
one interview
Then
question
let's
for
find
you
out. Okay.
guys. What is the basic difference between
Yeah.
error
Bye.
Thank
and
you.
exception?
So
Yeah, yeah.
that
Thank you.
So if you know this
we are
particular
touching
answer,
base again
please do
after some
comment down
time
in the
or
description of this particular